Hello, 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 everybody. What's up? There we go. Scene transition. Magic. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome to some more Lost Initiative before the campaign, I guess you could call it, or whatever it is, where me and Scott, and sometimes a guest, build character, chat about the upcoming campaign, general planning stuff, so a lot of behind-the-scenes action when it comes to D&D, and just getting prepped. So, hey, Scott, it's been about a week. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? Week, 2 weeks, whatever it's been.
For
'Cause, like I was sick for a week, and then you were in whatchamacallit for a week. So I'm not sure if that was the same week.
Did
or
we not
different
do
weeks.
something the week before?
I don't remember. I was sick, so my
Yeah.
whole shit got thrown off for a while there.
Yeah. How was the week with while I was at PAX? Did you just kind of be able to hang out, play some games?
I did nothing. That was last week. Because I was sick. I did nothing.
Gotcha. Okay,
We're talking.
okay.
We're talking. This is. You might remember the instance like 13 years ago where I was extremely sick, had to visit a doctor, and I had to go to my brother's school for an incident that happened there. I was sicker than that.
I don't remember that.
This is literally the sickest I've been, I think, in my entire life. So
Damn, dude.
I was like, but anyways, that's cool. It's all good. So I'm alive.
I'm glad. I don't know how bad or quote unquote bad, but the snow that was predicted was way worse than what we actually got.
Today?
Yeah, what was
nothing.
what I'm saying, we got nothing. It was great. I remember I woke up and I was like, oh hell yeah, barely got anything compared to what was like predicted.
I'm never gonna shovel it. It's an inch and a half.
I just
like,
cleaned off my car and I'm like, I'm good to go. Sweet.
Yeah,
Done.
I'm gonna shovel it when it's like that. Just a mediocrely warm day will just melt it all.
Yep,
So.
exactly. Yeah. So, hey, everybody. I know people are just kind of debating what's going on today for the stream. Today is, we're just going to be talking about the campaign, the theme of the campaign. It'll be useful for Scott as a player so he knows what kind of... Because I don't think you've really put together a history or, like, a personality for the character yet. You may have, like, a general idea as to what your personality wants to roll, but as to what, like, the theme I'm going for and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that. I hesitate to confirm any cast members because at the drop of a hat, anything could change, and I don't want, to happen. One of the people that's more or less confirmed has said he won't be good for a couple weeks, by the way. I got news of this just before we went live because he's got bronchitis. So he can only stream short streams every few days, and that's it. And that's what his doctors told him. So
That sucks.
Yeah.
Bronchitis is no joke either. It's,
Yeah.
One of those, like, it's super easily treatable, but if we don't take care of it,
it's never going to go away. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And I've reached out. We're still hunting a perma fourth, which is what we're looking for right now. Yeah, all right. Someone in chat already knows. Sam. We're looking at Sam.
So it's funny because like with that fourth spot, I mean, obviously we'd prefer a permanent fourth, but with being more of an episodic Star Wars kind of a game, you could have your red shirt,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, is that Star Trek? Oh no, it's the universe's nerd power.
Yeah. I mean, we could easily roll with 3 for sure. Not a big deal. But obviously we would like a permanent fourth and to have a pretty cool story going. So we'll have an official announcement as always when we have everything kind of wrapped up in that. Other things is I know people are talking about vampire in the chat. We have no definitive yes or no on vampire, whether we're going to wrap that up, if we'll have time to wrap that up, or if it's going to end up going the way of the dodo. Just because Thursday Curse basically like destroyed that game for the last like 3 or 4 weeks. What was it, like every week for the past 3 weeks or so, something has come up where somebody didn't have internet, whether it was me, John, or whatever. So
there's 1 week where my family was sick, 1 week where your internet was cutting in and out, and 1 week where John's power went.
Yes, that is correct.
Whatever it was. So
yeah, his
it was
power
again
went.
weird.
Yep.
It's that Thursday curse, man.
Yep. So we're working on that.
But tomorrow we are playing the Maggie's character is being created for this campaign tomorrow.
Correct.
Just to kind of like, yeah.
We're going to get Maggie's character all wrapped up tomorrow on stream. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too long. We're all familiar with the rule system. She has a book. I think she at least has a PDF. And we should be good. Have you guys asked last week?
We already gone over the details a little bit too. I'm sorry, you were saying?
Somebody in chat asking if we asked somebody. I have a few loose ends out there feeling about potential people to join. A couple people from the NLSS circle. A couple people from another circle. Basically, it's whoever snaps at the hook first and gives me a definitive yes who's gonna fill that spot. And then when that yes comes through, then I'll tell you who it is. Because I don't wanna put names out there and then just be like, hey,
let me retract that statement.
Or then go bug them on their stream or whatever. Exactly. Is 420 coming back? No. Different game completely.
Dude, I loved 420, but no, this is a different era of the game. This is a different. We're talking different era by like 50 years from when that was. So could 420 technically be alive? Sure, but
absolutely.
Seriously outdated droid at that point. I mean, they were outdated in their inception.
He was outdated when we started the campaign.
No. I don't mean 420. I mean battle droids were outdated at inception in general.
Oh, yeah. They were just cheap to produce. What's up with the enemy always doing cheap to produce stuff? Like TIE fighters, cheap to produce.
You win by sheer numbers.
Yeah, I guess.
For two reasons. One, you win by sheer numbers. Sheer numbers will, like, overwhelming odds will crush people's will, and it's all about crushing will with the bad guys.
Yeah.
And two, it makes good guys like fucking heroic.
That's true.
When Joe Blow McFarmer Boy can like kill 50 bad guys without even like any training whatsoever. I think he put a helmet on once.
He put on a helmet.
Well, that's like awesome.
Yeah.
Because like, I've got an NPC level, and they're all like, what? I think my uniform's on backwards. It's cinematically beautiful. Oh, by the way, so funny. This morning I was going live with my Mass Effect show, and I hadn't streamed in so long because, like I said, I was sick. So like I was all set up, and I'm like, everything's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna not fuck up anything. It's all gonna be perfect. Everything's gonna be great. Here we go. I click start streaming. Like 30 seconds later, I'm like,
why is this stream not going live?
Yeah, why is it live? Like 30 seconds after, I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? I still have Lost Initiative's key in there.
Shit.
I went live on this channel.
Well, then people got a little excited for nothing, I guess.
Frank hopped into chat and was like, sorry, Scott's an idiot.
That's good.
So funny.
Streaming mistakes.
Yeah.
Can he at least be referenced? I mean, he could be referenced. We'll see. I mean, there's like, if you really want to go like that, I mean, there's a chance he's still around in some form or another.
No, hold on. Let's actually answer this question, because when I ran it expecting the Star Wars Expanded Universe being a part of not necessarily every bit of it, but really drawing inspirations from the Star Wars Expanded Universe for how I was going to run my game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you intend to go Star Wars Expanded Universe? Or do you intend to go modern day canon?
Well, expanded universe, that's no longer considered legacy. It's expanded universe stuff that is considered canon.
My apologies.
You know what I mean?
Poor phrasing.
Haha! Star Wars nerd.
I went legacy.
Yes, you were going legacy.
Which used to be Star Wars Expanded Universe before they said, no, we got another one now. And
to be honest with you, I may dabble. I will probably heavily lean on what's canon, but there are certain things I don't like about new canon that I would prefer legacy for.
In that case, 420 might come in. if he's not going strict canon, 420 might. Yeah, I'm not going to go.
Like, for instance, I think we have similar opinions, but I don't like. Overall, I don't like Rogue One as a movie. There's one really good scene at the end, and I think I really enjoy that scene. But
what scene?
Yeah, I know. What scene are you talking about?
No, what scene is so good?
Oh, just the fan service-y Darth Vader scene at the end.
Oh, okay. Like, I enjoyed watching that movie when I was sitting there in my seat, saw it for the first time. I was like, I'm enjoying this experience. You know what I mean? The thing that killed me, even for my first viewing, and I'm trying not to be all spoilery here, the thing that killed me with the first viewing was the ending was bullshit. It literally broke all characters. Like the last half hour of characters, like it didn't make. That's not who they were developed to be over the course of the last however many minutes. I just hate that. You know what I mean? So it just kind of ruined it for me. My second viewing of the movie, I had way more critical, of course.
Like, for me, the big thing for me was I walked away from the movie and I was like, outside of Jin, what were the other characters' names? And I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the characters made no impact on me.
Half the time I remember my wife's name. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bad with names anyway. So for me, that's nothing. I don't think the characters are that forgettable. Were they cliche or whatever? Like, big man with big guns and wears heavy armor. Scrawny man with sword, can't see. Like, sure, they were cliche, but what do you expect? It's 2017, 16, whenever it came out. Like, everything's cliche.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it's hard not to make it, but I guess I was hoping for a little bit more of a serious, somber tone, and they kind of kept going back and forth between like serious war story and silly silly story and whatever. There's a lot of critiques that I have.
If you want to go back and forth between really good and really bad, we could talk about the new Blade Runner. You know what I mean? Like,
I did not see it yet. I have not seen it.
I won't spoil anything, but fun fact: so they spoil their own fucking movie because there's like a plot going on, and at one point in time, you're like, "Wow, this could be a really interesting plot thing. They're probably going to do this," and then literally a character and it goes, "Let me tell you this plot point, literally to your face, and give you visual examples of this plot point." And then 20 minutes later in the movie, you go through this amazing experience of them slowly unraveling the same fucking plot point she just literally told you with visuals.
Oh,
like,
God.
I'm like,
that's no good.
Garbage.
Well, that sounds really fun. I'll still see it because I really want to, but...
Yeah, I fell asleep about 45 minutes from the end and probably won't go back and finish it. So
True.
It was like...
But the reason I brought up Jyn Erso and just not liking that movie, I way prefer that Kyle Katarn was a thing, and there are things need to be played with about Kyle Katarn as an existence because of what ended up with happening to Luke and all this stuff. But I love that Kyle Katarn was the one that actually stole the Death Star plans in old canon, and now in new canon he doesn't even exist. So I'll probably it'll be a mishmash, I guess, of legacy and stuff. So yeah, you could see 420 pop up, or at least referenced in some way, some point, sometime in the future.
It's funny because a reference to 420 could be something as simple as there's a small contingent of battle droids that consider each other family. Look, it's a reference.
Yeah, that's all it is. Done. That's all you need to do. You just need KOTOR to be canon, and I'll be cool with it. There's no reason why it wouldn't be canon, and in fact, in common canon, KOTOR actually did happen. Revan is referenced plenty. Like, he is an actual character in new canon. He was alive and he was around. So was Darth Bane, who is old legacy canon. So there are parts of legacy canon that maintain, and they basically pick and choose what they want and what they ignore. My big thing with Disney right now is they just need to stop making movies about the original trilogy. I don't need I don't need a Han Solo Star Wars movie. We didn't really need Rogue One. I'm cool with a Ben Kenobi movie that takes place during the years that he's there, just like between Luke growing up. That could be cool.
Those are his boring years, though.
But you can make it fun.
But those are like, then you make it a drama and don't make it a Star Wars movie. You'd be like Ben Kenobi in his unrequited love.
God, you know what I would like? Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you can't have, if you do a Ben Kenobi movie, they're gonna make a Star Wars movie, and Ben Kenobi is going to be the main character. Whereas what they should do is do a Ben Kenobi movie that also happens to be in the name Star Wars. Very different direction, very different style, nothing like Star Wars whatsoever, just happens to be in the same universe. And it could be a wonderful drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Instead of,
I would love it if they
sitcom.
They're never going to do it, and I know they're never going to do it, and I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. But a Ben Kenobi movie in the style of Logan would be. Did you ever see Logan?
Yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah, like in that style.
Logan. It was, but the reason why Logan was so good is because it was fucking depressing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they could do a drama with
you walk out of Logan going, I need a Xanax. But it was a good movie.
It was a great, yeah, agreed. So yeah, Darth Bane. There's 3 books, Poetry Stud. I read all 3. Bane, the Darth Bane trilogy is where the explanation of the Rule of 2 comes from. Like, that's where the Rule of 2 comes from, and then there's like not addendums, but it's like logical conclusions as to why the Rule of 2 exists. That kind of exist in the sequels. Like, I don't really want to get it. If you really, I mean, we could bullshit. I mean, that's fine.
We're going to talk about the character I've created thus far.
Yeah.
The world that you're designing to play in. And so for you, if Darth Bane and the Rule of 2, and not like Disney's version of, but like to you, if it's significant, the Rule of 2. And like these details go into it. Who cares?
Well, yeah. Like, so the reason I like the Rule of 2 now, with how they're treating the Force now, which is something that I've talked about before and they've toyed with, is that the Force is always trying to balance itself, right? Light and dark always equal. There has to be a balance. And if there's too much light side, the dark side ramps up. And if there's too much dark side, the light side ramps up.
Can I cut you off for a second there?
May. Yes.
There are rumors of a Boba Fett movie.
Yes.
Fuck Boba Fett.
Yes, I agree.
Like, where is this like Boba Fett circle jerk coming from?
Well, Boba Fett's
he was like a super lame character from the trilogy that like was awful, and then all of a sudden became like God. It was like, he was like, nah, and like fell in a pit. Well, that was it.
It's the same thing with Darth Maul, right? He had a really cool design, and he could have been neat.
But Darth Maul was delivered to you as a really intimidating, really badass character that actually was imposing on set. Boba Fett was a silent character during a 3-second scene, a silent character during 10-second scene, and then fell in a Sarlacc pit after failing in a combat with a blind guy. Like, he was a piece of shit, nobody side character that has a huge fan service for. Darth Maul at least was delivered to you on a beautiful silver platter with a gorgeous makeup and
a really cool
combat.
a really great final fight.
Yeah,
I mean, Maul
so
should have
I'm fine
been
with that whole like robotic leg bullshit or whatever that they did there. Like it was nifty, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and the send off to Maul in the cartoon was he goes to Tatooine, he has one final confrontation with Kenobi, and they fight, which is cool. Anyway, but what Maul should have been was the villain of all 3 prequel movies. He should have been the Darth Vader of all 3. But anyway, the Force always trying to balance itself, and why I like that the rule of 2 is that when the light side gets too big, the dark side ramps up, and if they maintain the dark side with only 2 people, those 2 people become incredibly powerful. Especially the Emperor got super powerful because how many Jedi were there when he was around, like when he was coming to power, and he was one of, I mean, by canon lore, like 3 dark side users, maybe 4. So hundreds of Jedi compared to like 3 dark side users, he got ridiculously powerful because it was the Force trying to balance itself. That kind of thing. And yeah, I find I like that a lot because that is a really fun theme that I'd love to run with. So speaking of themes, the theme of this particular campaign, keeping it in kind of in line with how I think Edge of Morality was the reason it was really good, is maintaining that kind of that moral gray area of, are you good, are you bad, and your place in the world, and in this place that you're ended up playing, and playing with the idea of good and evil and the in between. So that's kind of the general theme I want to run for, and it's taking place on the Outer Rim, or at least, you know, unless you guys go into the core worlds. And what I like about the Outer Rim, or the way I'm going to run the Outer Rim, is since this is taking place between 6 and 7, like 40 years or 50 years after Episode 4, and I think we talked about this during your character creation a little bit as well, is that what happens when all the crime lords are working with or for, or in some way running guns for the Empire. You know, in order to maintain a criminal empire in the Outer Rim, you have to have at least a neutral standing with the Empire to not get caught or pay them off. What happens when that power gets ripped away, and now there's this big power vortex, and there's no longer an empire, really in any way, keeping tabs on the Outer Rim? Meanwhile, what happens when the Empire loses its core figure, and there's this huge power vacuum that they need to fight for? So you have crime lords looking to fill their own power vacuum, and they're having their own infighting, and then the Empire having its own infighting before Snoke comes in and kind of does his thing to kind of pull it together. That's where I'm going to be kind of focus what's happening on the Outer Rim, and I have obviously a big idea what I want to do with that, and that's where the characters are going to end up taking place. Where we're going to start, what world we're going to start, if we start on a world and we start on a ship, who knows? That'll be more up to what happens with the other 3 cast members and what kind of characters they make, and their histories and stuff. I'm actually curious, Scott, if you have had any thought on your character's personality, at the very least.
Yeah, so that's the big thing, is like, obviously I had a character design that I had in mind. I'll go over that in a second. But the big thing for me is I can't really come up with a personality until I know at least the ideas of the other characters.
Right.
Because if I'm like, my character is going to be super aggressive always, but then these 2 other people want to be aggressive characters, 3 out of 4 aggressive characters does not sound like a good party. I actually, my characters not designed to be aggressive anyways. So my concept is I'm playing a Celestin. So that's like short, kind of stocky people, like really big, like lips that come down into like jowls almost.
Yeah.
There are natural like astrogators and pilots and engineers. Like they're quick. They're smart and dexterous naturally, which make them really good at those things. He's going to be a Celestin pilot. The thing is, like, during the Empire, the tail end of the Empire, so episode 6-ish and immediately afterwards, he worked for the Empire. Not because he was like, you know, I want to do this. He wasn't even like technically like I enlisted into the Empire. Right. It was just I was employed by the Empire to do their jobs consistently, and so therefore the clothing that I wore had to have like an Empire emblem, or at the very least I had to have like an Empire like security badge sort of a thing. So technically speaking, I worked for the Empire even if I wasn't a space Nazi. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And so I did that because that's what I needed to do to survive. If I didn't, there was no work that I could do where I could be seen as a rebel or whatever the case may be. Well, when the Empire went down, the idea of my character is when the Empire got taken down, in my area, the planet that I'm from, we can go over that later on, right. There was actually a fairly large rebel group that like kind of was known in this area or was effective in this area. Well, it was a particularly wealthy one that put names out of everybody that were like traitors to the general person. So effectively people that work for the Empire were amongst them.
Right.
And so my character was, by at least the definition of this one person, considered a traitor. And so technically speaking, there's a bounty on my head from this one very wealthy former rebel person that is like, because, you know, just because it's rebels versus Empire doesn't mean that everybody's good on this side, everybody's evil on this side.
Right. And that's actually one thing I like that Rogue One did.
On both sides.
Rogue One, I like that. That's actually one of the very few things Rogue One did well.
Yeah. So anyways, this guy is a not good person as a part of the rebels. He's like, if you were a part of the Empire, you're intrinsically evil and must be killed, and so therefore there's a bounty on all your heads. So my character's like, I'm just trying to survive, man. I'm just a pilot, like trying to survive. So I like flew away, maybe changed my name or whatever the case may be, or maybe just flew under the radar. But there's still technically a bounty on my head for that. And I think so my whatever they're called, obediences or whatever they're called in the game, one of them is the bounty, and the other one is actually blackmail.
Obligations. Yeah.
Obligation. And the other one's blackmail because more or less somebody else in my current life circle knows who I am, and they're holding that above me like, oh, I can tell bounty hunters where you are. And so like I have those as my obligations, bounty and blackmail.
Yep. So did your character do most of his work on the Outer Rim then, or was he a core world guy?
No, definitely not core world, because again, it was like the rebellion was super successful, probably fairly early on where I was, or maybe not early on, but like it was successful enough that there are like affluent members of the rebellion that lived where I was. Mm-hmm. This was not core worlds where most of the affluent members of the rebellion were like not really a part of the rebellion. We're just like they hopped on when things were already starting to swing in the war. You know what I mean? As what happens in real life. Very few of them were actually like, we're in the meat of this and putting all of our billions of credits at risk for this. Like very few actually did that. Most of them just kind of like went with the power. So
it would make sense then if you work mostly on the Outer Rim, since you are an alien, and the Empire using aliens in the core world probably never would have happened, or very rarely would have happened, just because they're racist, not space Nazis. But on the Outer Rim, where their resources are smaller, paying aliens is probably a lot more to get their dirty work done. Is probably more common.
Mind you, I was just a pilot, so even though they generally like saw humans as their like only way of doing things, blah blah blah, there were still like pilots, like Celestin or whatever pilots that would, or Doros or whatever, that would do runs into inner worlds, because the pilot was just like, just stay to your ship. That's where you're, you know, they wouldn't tell you stay to your ship because we're embarrassed of what you are. They would just say, stay to your ship. We don't need you getting in the way. This isn't your job here. Yep. And they would have the humans take care of whatever task they had there. Then they would come back on, you know, because again, just because people, there's varying degrees of good and evil, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so, you know, you're dealing with a galaxy. So,
yep.
You know.
All right, cool. So you're mostly on Outer Rim. Doing that stuff. Sorry, I'm just looking for the galaxy map. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Galaxy Mapper, Galactic Empire. I forgot that they don't do the map straight up in the like notable locations area. And I know you can just Google it, but
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I'm looking for the map, more or less. I'm looking for the map. And if you guys have questions about the campaign, as long as they're not...
I used some awesome maps before. I gave them to you ages ago.
Yeah. I'm just looking for the one in the book.
Those were legacy maps, so...
True. Because you had the one that we used, it was like actually a combination of multiple maps, I think, merged.
I can't remember. Is this keyboard dead?
What if Thonk never died and got sent back to a galaxy far, far away? That'd be hilarious.
I think this keyboard's dead, and I have to go charge it.
But I'm not that kind of person who's going to, as a DM, insert his own characters. Listen, I did that a long time ago as a young DM. As a young D&D player in general.
Give me 2 seconds. I gotta go plug this keyboard in so I could be able to use it at some point in time tonight.
Sure. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions in chat, hook me up, man. Hi, also thanks for getting me into D&D, guys. Also, this is a very random. Bye. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for this 5 months in a row, my precious. I'm glad you are enjoying D&D. Mrs. Star, so I don't know who will be playing with you guys and who will be the DM. I am going to be the DM. We are playing Star Wars. It's going to be me, Scott, and Maggie, probably Strippin', and then a fourth that we are currently hunting to lock down right now. Thonk got resurrected by the elves, and he's in jail for the shit he started in that town. You know, that wouldn't be surprising. I'm sure there are people out there who would look to, just to spite Thonk, would resurrect him from the dead just to put him in jail for life. There's no one... I'm sure there's plenty of people that would like to do that. That would be a hilarious punishment, actually. I like that a lot. What kind of ship they're going to be planning to fly? Not yet. We can't really make that decision until everybody has their characters. But it won't start... I'm a big proponent, especially in Star Wars, of starting them with no ship or starting them with a shit ship. You know what I mean?
So one of the things that we were talking about beforehand was because of the fact that like my character, and I think we were actually even talking about running a solo session while we were kind of like bridging the gap between when everybody else is ready.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
the first
that,
thing.
actually.
So probably maybe next week or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But the idea is like whatever ship we get, usually like I'm also one of those like either somebody of the crew already owns the ship or you get the ship as part of your first task.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I don't generally like the whole assume everybody knows each other. Assume everybody already knows each other, already have the whole, like, I don't know. It's like, we already have the ship. We're already a crew. Like,
right.
I like the meet and greet. I like the
Me too.
Forcing our lives to intermingle. You know, like for me, that's fun.
It's a really good way for characters to get to know one another in a more natural way as well. Other than being like, do I know that about you? Would you have told me? You know, having those weird clarification conversations of like, we've been together for so long, but what do you know? How about you know nothing about one another, but you're forced together and you learn as time goes on.
It's funny too, because like that, like obviously there's more detail to it than that, but I feel also like the style that I've always done in general, anyways, because I like to see the natural evolution of PCs and their personalities intermingling and the characters developing amongst each other. It actually works extremely well for a streaming format because everybody else, like if it was one of those things where everybody at the table already knew all these things and you just kind of have to come in and knock at the inside jokes, well, that'd be shitty. You know what I mean? So it just worked out that.
And like chat learns the inside jokes and it becomes fun, and I agree very, very much. Somebody, this isn't Star Wars, but somebody in chat said what would be a hilarious punishment for Thonk is if like the elves found his corpse, resurrected him, and put him in his life in prison, denying him the glory of living by Grumish's side for however much longer his life is.
Do you want to know like what's going on with Thonk? Should I spoil that? Like.
You're welcome to.
I know what's going on with Thonk. You know, like,
yeah, you're welcome. I have no idea if you have
something you guys could have known, but chose not to go west. Chose to go south instead. I was like, go west.
No, yeah, they were like, no.
Go west. You guys like, I have a feeling like we should really go south.
We're going south.
So, all right. Somebody's saying no spoilers. Okay. All
right.
Well, wait. It'll be a wait. It'll be a wait.
It'll be a heck of a wait.
Nah, I'm gonna say, come on, don't be mean. Like a year, maybe. You know, nothing crazy.
That's a heck of a wait.
You think that's a heck of a wait? How long have you been waiting for the third book in the King Killer Chronicles?
I went to his at PAX South. I went to his panel.
I'm glad that didn't answer my question.
I mean, dude, I could so many, at least 10 years.
It's been many years. That's a heck of a wait. Okay, I feel like waiting for every season of Game of Thrones is a heck of a wait. It's like, all right, we just gave you 3 episodes. In 17 months, you can have 4 more. Like bastards. Like, anyways, let's keep going. So you kind of already gone over like the idea of where the world is, when the world is going to take place, which is that time frame
between 6 and 7 for the person who just asked. We're between 6 and 7 right now.
So what's the general feel that you're going for? Are you still trying to stay vague on that until you know the whole crew?
Elaborate what you mean feel, because like I did talk about the theme and like what I'm looking to aim for as far as the party is concerned. So you're looking like what are you looking for specifically?
So when you watch Rogue One, the general feel is that that there is no chance that you're always going to lose, and like you always have this like surmounting feeling of the challenges ahead of us are too great for us to handle, and the likelihood of success is so slim. we're all idiots for thinking that there's a chance of us succeeding in this. That's like the feel that they get there.
Gotcha.
Whereas when you're dealing with, like, say, episode 4, I should say, of Star Wars, the feeling there is exactly, it's like there is a surmounting evil here. However, we have something that they don't know. We have hope, we have a drive, we have a secret, like we have a chance. And that's a theme that runs through the entire movie, and they are incredibly successful. Then you have, I don't know, I feel like say episode 5, it's so action packed. You don't really worry about things like hope or defeat, or it's so intermingled in there. It's so up and down all over the place that you're just constantly like running at a pace. And so the general feel is that fast movement, high intensity, because the emotions tend to be all over the place.
Yeah.
You get what I'm going with this?
Yeah, I get where you're going with it. I worry to answer until I have every character, because I know what I'd like, but I also don't want to shoehorn other people into specific characters to fit what I'm going for. I guess what I can, in 2 words that stay super vague, mysteriously pessimistic.
Super fake.
Where you're not, I'm not saying there's...
It almost doesn't make sense.
It's really hard because... shit, man. How do I describe what I'm going for? God damn. We'll leave it at that for now until I can maybe think of a better way of describing it, but I don't know if I want to ruin anything right away. Like looming dread. You always feel like there's something coming up on you, or there's always something watching you. There's always, whether it be a person or a group or whatever, there's something always behind you.
I feel like that's episode 2, as garbage as that movie is.
Yeah,
episode 2, like even in the happy moments, like even when the marriage,
because you know what's going to happen.
There is always a sense of looming dread in all the successes and all the good things that happened. And there were many, many actual like victories that took place in that movie. There was always this loom, like you knew it was going to fall apart. And by the end of that movie, it was on this crumbling, everything was falling apart in front of them. And even the end of the movie had a victory, right?
Yes.
But that victory was so measured. And then the next movie, everything just falls apart horribly. And so you can't say like episode 2 is a looming dread.
Yep.
Not just because Hayden Christensen was going to deliver another line, but also, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Looming Dread works. I don't want it to be like Looming Dread, you're all going to fail in the end no matter what you do. That'll all depend on the choices you make and whatnot. But the feeling that there's always something at your heels, something could go wrong at any moment kind of thing. That's what I'm looking for, to kind of go with that morally gray overtone that I'd like to have as a running mood throughout.
Gotcha. Now, mind you, I have not seen episode 8 yet. So I don't know anything that happens in episode 8 yet. Okay. So I don't know the general feel of that one. But I always feel as though, like, in most trilogies,
the middle is bad.
The middle, well, I mean, yeah, it's bad as a standalone movie, but it's good at summing up things and setting up, like, even when you go to like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, like, yes, I understand the third movie, and I haven't seen beyond it. The third movie is fucking horrible with Chow Yun-fat and stuff like that. But the second movie, as not good as it was, it like did a really good job of summing up the first movie, setting up the third movie, and having its own mini plot in the middle. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess what I meant by bad was it's almost like the middle movies where the bad guys get an upper hand.
Oh, sure. No, usually they're just bad. Usually as standalone movies, they're just not good. Which I say this, fully understand that my favorite Star Wars is Episode 5.
Mine too.
Like, hands down, no question, Episode 5 is the best, in my opinion, Star Wars that's ever been made.
Yep.
So
I agree with you. I think Episode 5 is my favorite Star Wars of all time.
Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite because they weren't sure if they were going to be able to get him to sign another contract. You have, Luke and Leia have the kiss at the end of it. Luke loses his hand.
Yeah.
It starts off with the Battle of Hoth, the Battle of Hoth, which is, again, a measured victory.
Yep.
That happens. They lose one of their greatest bases, but are able to defeat the Empire and get almost everybody away. Everything. It's measured victory after measured victory throughout the entire movie. It's really good.
How would you rank your Star Wars? That's a good question.
How would I rank them? Okay, so again, I haven't seen number 8 yet.
Yeah, without obviously putting 8 in
So
there.
the worst one is episode let's see, hold on. Worst one's episode 2, second worst one's episode 3. Third worst one is Rogue One, then episode 1. Okay, now we have to get through the others. So then I would say 6. This is again down up. 6, 7, 4, 3. So
Okay.
3 being my favorite, 4 being my second favorite, 7 being my third favorite.
For me, going from favorite to least favorite, I go definitely 5,
Yep.
4.
Yep.
And
That's
then
hands down.
I'm torn on the next one. I want to say 7 is my third favorite, followed by 6.
So we're pretty
even there.
Lined up right there.
Where we
That's why we're friends, Marty.
high five. Where we differ, I think, is where we rank the prequels. I would say next is 3 for me, then 1, then 2. I despise episode 2 with every fiber of my being. I think it's
Episode 2 is by far the worst movie.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like a toss up. Like, it's funny because like 1 is not a good movie, as somebody just said in the chat. 1 is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
However, you think about episode 1, don't think of it as a typical Star Wars movie. You actually have to think of it as a prequel. As a matter of fact, I actually remember before 7 came out, I remember reading this article, and it said that when you watch the movies, what you should do is you should watch 2 through 6, then 1. And the reason why you do that is it's like watching a series and then it's prequel.
Yeah.
Like number 1 is so separated, so different
really
in
is.
its style, in across the board, like in every way whatsoever, that it shouldn't even be seen as like amongst the same franchise. It should be seen as the prequel franchise to the rest of the movies, knowing that 2 and 3 are so much worse. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that reasoning.
See it as a kids movie. You literally have to go into it thinking like you're watching Moana or Aladdin.
I mean,
when
I saw it, I was a kid, and I watched that movie so many times on VHS. I had the lines memorized as a kid. Like, I loved it. But then you grow up and you start looking at more with an adult now. And you're like, man, this movie is like actual hot garbage. Like, it's so bad. I actually really like 7 a lot. There are problems with 7. And I think Death Star 3.0 was it's big. It's
stupid.
It's so stupid.
It was again. It's again that whole idea of fan service circle jerk. You know what I mean? Something with Boba Fett being important.
I understand the need to be like, look, guys, we can do Star Wars. We can make it look and feel and sound like Star Wars. Forget the prequels. It's different now. And I get the need to kind of do that and be like, hey. And that's why I actually like, no spoilers, I actually mostly really like 8 for what it does. But 7 overall was like a nice kind of like warm fuzzy, like welcome home kind of thing.
But that was their intention.
Yes,
was a warm fuzzy
I know.
Welcome.
Yeah,
I didn't want a warm fuzzy welcome home. There were warm fuzzy welcome home moments, like literally Han Solo, Chewie, we're home. Yay!
Yeah, like, that was great. That was great.
Or him and Leia seeing each other for the first time. Ooh, you know, like you had it built in there, all the warm fuzzy welcome home moments. You didn't need to go, hey, there's another Death Star. It failed 2 times before. Let me really try to be my dad's worst enemy. I care. My grandpappy.
Yeah.
You know, like it was so bad. Like, come on. And again, it gave those cool like explosive moments, but like
it's funny after you see 8. Like one of my like the people who hated 8. It's fun reading their criticisms because when 6 came out, I mean when 5 came out before 6 was there to tie everything up. The very same, the literal same problems that people had with 5 are being leveled at 8, and I'm like, you gotta wait.
See, exactly what you're saying here, and I'm interrupting you to agree with you.
Yeah.
You cannot fully judge a
middle of the trilogy.
It's a trilogy.
Yeah.
You know it's a trilogy. Judge number 1 and judge number 2 after number 3.
Right.
Like literally walk into number 2, see it once or twice, make your opinions of the individual plot, but understands like this isn't done yet. This is literally a bridge. That's like saying I can judge New York City and I can judge like New Jersey, but like while you're on the GW, it doesn't matter. You know, it's a fucking bridge. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Get to the other side to see what the purpose of that bridge was or the significance of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a bridge.
And there are actually themes in 8 I really like that I'm yanking to use in the campaign. Like that's where some of my theme inspiration is coming from.
I will see it eventually. Actually, Erin just, because we talked about it literally before stream this morning. She's like, if you need a babysitter, let me know.
Nice.
I'll watch Rory so you guys can go see that movie, because I'm going to start spoiling it for you if you don't do it soon.
It's worth talking about. There's some interest. There's a lot of fun stuff there. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about it, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I was like, that movie was perfect. You know what I mean? You can always pick apart a movie one way or another. Yeah. What I'm really,
it's easy to be a cynic. You know what I mean?
It's very easy
to be a cynic.
I'm very excited for them with their side stories to stop leaning on the old trilogy and doing side stories of characters that we know and love and whatever. I don't need that. And doing random stuff out in the galaxy and just do world building kind of stories, one-offs of characters that we'll never see again, or maybe we'll see cameos of, but new characters and new planets. And I want new shit with the side stories. So I hope we get that once this trilogy is wrapped up and we get Rian Johnson's random trilogy that he's making now. Did you know that they gave him his own trilogy?
What trilogy is he doing?
His own trilogy. It's not going to be a main trilogy, and it's a Star Wars trilogy.
What timeline?
This timeline, like the new timeline, like sequel timeline.
Why can't you set it 1,000 years in the future, man? Why couldn't you separate it so far? We don't need another Skywalker.
Well, the trilogy, as far as my understanding, is the trilogy is not to do with the Skywalkers or any main story. It's his own random trilogy somewhere else in the galaxy. That's what he's doing. They gave him his own trilogy to mess with. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Okay.
I'm fucking sick of the Skywalkers. Like, I'm done. They're all whiny little bitches. I don't know Rey's actual past. I don't know. I know the old theories of most likely Ben Kenobi's, Like, so ignore what. Don't tell me in chat, please. That'd be awesome. In case they reveal it in 8, I don't know. But assuming she's a Skywalker, let's pretend for a second she is. This is the first Skywalker that isn't a whiny bitch. Literally first ever. And that includes Padme marrying into becoming a Skywalker. Like the first Skywalker that isn't a whiny bitch in the history of the family. So I mean, cool.
You have to go see the movie. I'm very curious what your thoughts are going to be, man. I'm excited.
You're gonna get better thoughts after I see it the second time, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because first time I'm just gonna be like
Star Wars, yay! I know that.
Like I said, Rogue One, with the exception of the very ending that I don't want to say in certain parts of it, with the exception of that, I was like, this is so amazing, one of the greatest things I've ever. And now I rate it so low because I'm like, comparatively, because I'm like, it was so blah, But anyways,
there's this funny. I forget what video it was. Because someone was bringing up Anakin, and it's like, what did Anakin do to really become Darth Vader? He killed a bunch of kids, and that's it, really. He didn't kill Mace Windu.
No, he did so much more than that. He was extremely powerful.
He was very, very.
He was
powerful.
A very effective pawn. You know what I mean? He tore down. He tore down Ben Kenobi. His like relationship with Ben Kenobi is what kind of like what threw him into hiding. The things that he did completely usurped the abilities of the Jedi because he worked from within. I'm extrapolating a lot of my opinion of the bad things that he did to the Jedi Order from, sadly, the cartoons, because that is technically a part of the Legends or the expanded universe or whatever. So if you take like what he did, he actually usurped them many times over on little bits here and there, and it caused, like, he was a big pawn. He was a big part of Palpatine's plan.
Yes,
but
I agree
let's
with
be
that.
clear, it was Palpatine's plan.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you.
So, like, he was not he's not smart. He is not intelligent in the least bit.
No.
He's a fucking idiot.
Yes.
So, and an easily manipulated pawn. But then again, look at Luke. Luke is a fucking idiot and an easily manipulated pawn. Like, he literally was kind of like, oh, my family's dead now. Guess I'm going to go with this weird wizard guy and make his plans mine and do everything he tells me to. And then I'm going to go hang out with this frog person who's going to tell me what to do until I see a ghost that tells me what to do. And then I'm going to go back and let everybody always tell me what to do and never make my own decisions myself because, I don't have free will.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, again, the whole family is kind of weak-willed losers. So,
I mean, you're kind of right. That's the thing, right?
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I liked the lead character in Rogue One. As much as I'm not a fan of the movie, I liked the character because she's like, damn it, I'm making these awful decisions. Why am I doing them? Grr. But, you know.
Yo, I will say one thing about the new canon that I really do like is they with like one line they explain away midichlorians as like just a thing. Midichlorians don't actually cause you to be powerful with the Force. Midichlorians are a microscopic creature that are attracted to people who are strong in the Force. And that's how they're able to like, if you want to be like, oh.
They changed that when?
Very recently, within the past year or so, maybe?
Because that word.
It's a shitty fucking word.
So just so everybody that's like paying attention knows, Mike and I are on the same page. Star Wars is not sci-fi.
It's fantasy.
Get it out of your head. It's not sci-fi. Star Wars is fantasy, as he just explained. Star Wars is fantasy. So the reason why it's fantasy is because in sci-fi, everything can be explained through science. All like the cool things that happen, laser guns, all that stuff, it can all be explained through science. In Star Wars, the moving of objects is literally faith in an old religion. It's literally a metaphysical, godlike force that permeates the universe. That is a magical ability, not a sci-fi ability. It makes it fantasy. There are other aspects to it too, like the general feel it gives you. But once they introduced the word midichlorian in that garbage episode 1 movie, once they introduced that word and they were like, oh, it's midichlorians are more or less like a subatomic particle that can be manipulated by these parasites that link to people for whatever blood type reason. Now you took fantasy and you turned it into science fiction. It was literally episode 1, which came out in like 2001 or whatever it was, that turns this decades of fantasy into sci-fi. And for that, I say, fuck you, George Lucas.
Yeah, I
leave
agree.
my fantasy alone.
So I'm glad that they kind of like, we're like, no. It's still magic. Don't worry. It's just Qui-Gon didn't need to explain that because who he was talking to already knew it. So even though us, the audience, were like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, you see that a lot in Star Wars, and it's because Star Wars, you always have to remember, take this with a grain. Star Wars is designed for children to enjoy it. Like literally, like when you go from episode 4 to episode 5, change the color of Luke's lightsaber, his father's lightsaber, was because of test studies that were done by George Lucas with what color is more soothing and marketed better with children. It was always designed with children to be the number one audience, and adults later on, and just kids grew up and now we're obnoxious super nerds. But it's children are the number one audience. So because of that, you have all these wonky droids, you have these wonky aliens, they're all goofy and all over the place and obnoxious. But more than that, there's always these strange aside conversations where they over-explain what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it happens constantly. And it always drives me up a wall because it's usually done by a droid. Like somebody's like, "Ooba tuga laga boo goo goo goo," and the droid like literally repeats what they're saying back, like, "Oh, you want to know whether or not we are going to steal from your treasure? No, we're not going to steal from your treasure. Ooga tuga la la ha 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 ha. Oh, you think that we're going to eat your food while we're here? Of course we're going to eat your food while we're here. Like, thanks, TV magic.
You have to, man. You have to do it.
I expect you to do that, by the way.
I mean, if nobody speaks his language, happily. Like, I will gladly just be like, and then have a translator standing next to him that just has to translate. But that'll be really enjoyable for like the first 2 lines, and then it'll be really
super old
really quickly.
You have to feel bad for it. Was C-3PO did it the most, but others, did it as well throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
God, you have to imagine that actor, because the actor's not an idiot. The actor's reading these lines going,
God damn it.
It's a one-sided conversation, man.
Obi-Wan cut off a dude's arm in episode 4 in the bar. There was quite a bit of blood in a severed arm. You are correct? I'm not sure the context of the statement.
Yeah, that was cool.
And he does, and he cuts off the dude's arm, and it bleeds everywhere. And that was before like the lore of lightsabers automatically
he doesn't
cauterized.
Like your face. I don't like it either. Like,
and okay. they didn't need to be in Rogue One either. What was the point of that?
Come on, again, fan service.
Oh, how is that for kids, dude? G and PG movies were different in the 70s.
Yep,
you don't understand.
Yeah, it's so different.
Children movies in the 70s and 80s even are what people would rate nowadays. Like
you watch. I have a little one. You watch 101 Dalmatians, and literally every third line, Cruella de Vil, "You idiots, you morons! I'm gonna clock you one!" And like they bash each other. Jep, with the thin thug guy person, literally comes at Pongo with like a crowbar, spikes at him, tries to murder him, like swings it, and Pongo just barely gets out. They are very violent, and that's a movie from what, 60s or so. 101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians,
maybe 50s. I don't know, somewhere.
I don't know if it's that old.
I mean, it's pretty old. It's one of the earlier Disney movies. I can Google it.
Dude, any of the old
it's very different.
The kids movies from those times were like, go watch Old Yeller. That was like supposed to be a kids movie.
No, not that. 1961.
Okay, there you go.
So almost 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So
you millennials. Wait, I'm a millennial.
I don't know if Beetlejuice is a kids movie, Nico. I don't think Beetlejuice was a kids movie.
It might be rated PG though.
Might be.
That's 80s.
I don't think it was meant for children though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. But there's a difference between like ratings that you threw on something because that was the rating system and something that was literally designed for kids.
Yeah.
So
seriously,
or cartoon was.
Or night, go watch, man. Like, or girl, like, go check out there's some phenomenal movies from the 70s, 80s and stuff that are kids movies. Were kids movies, but they're just a great family entertainment. But they're stakes.
I'm sorry, but like, you don't need to wish that kids movies were more like that. There are not kids movies that are more like that you can watch. But like, if you want to raise your child in an environment where they, don't go, and I'm not going to sit here and get all daddy, but like, I understand that there's different parenting styles for how people want to raise their kids. If you want to raise them in an environment where things like saying "you idiots" is not appropriate, well, then you shouldn't have to worry about, a cartoon being super aggressive. But if you want your kids to, like, I grew up at a young age watching Child's Play. Like, I literally watched Chucky as like, I don't know, I was 7 when I first saw Chucky. If that's how you want to raise your kid, cool. Your kid's gonna be the kid walking around in school being like, yeah, Santa's not real. Sorry. And that's cool. Like, whatever. That's your
choice.
Whatever.
All Dogs Go to Heaven was horrifying as a child. That movie is sad as hell.
That movie's still horrifying.
I mean, yeah. But it's a cartoon and a kid's movie. Oh.
They depict cats well. They're fucking evil demon creatures. Like,
no, Maya. Don't listen. Close your cat ears. You're a sweetheart.
Evil demon creatures.
No. Just because you had an evil demon creature cat.
No, I had a nice cat. The only cat I've ever owned was super nice.
So then why you call them all evil demon creatures?
There's an exception to the rule. Like, we're talking like the 1,000th cat I met was like, hey, I was born 2 days ago. I think you're cool. And I was like, hey, awesome. Let me, nurture this. Like that, but if you come across a rando cat, speaking of it, is that cat still out there?
He's still coming by. Yeah, he is still coming by.
And he's surviving?
He's still alive.
It's been a harsh winter.
Yeah, he's gone through the roughest of storms, so hopefully it's easier from here on out.
February is where I'd worry the most, but if he gets through February, then you're good.
Yeah, agreed. Wait, what? Santa's not real? No, that's a lie, Ultimate Trash. Santa's very real.
Yeah, super.
So are Jedi.
Super. Yeah, Jedi. Oh, dude, we have an Australian audience, man.
I know, it's true.
Yeah, Jedi Australia. Jedi's real.
Legally, they are real out in Australia.
Yeah, they're real.
An upside down world, I guess.
Yep.
In the upside down.
Real, mate.
Have you seen Stranger Things yet, by the way?
The Stranger Things season 1, loved. Season 2, I watched, I think, 3 episodes, yawned out, and then...
Really? Oh, I see. Yeah. I loved season 2.
It was one of those things where I was like, I could watch this, or I could watch comedians in cars getting coffee. Which was funny until the Ricky Gervais episode, and then I was like, wow, Seinfeld, I lost respect for you, man. And then stopped watching there. But,
well, that's sad.
Always looking for something different. So.
Okay, back to Star Wars, shall we? I don't know, what any other questions that you specifically have for your character and like forming story in your head? Anything you want to know, Scott? And chat, again, feel free. Ask questions about the campaign, the upcoming campaign, and if I can answer it, I will. 100% in a non-spoily way.
So, how in depth, and this is something that I actually had to navigate myself, how in depth do you intend to use trade routes? Because this is actually like in when I run my Mass Effect game, and so therefore using my stars without number system, I know how to handle using one mass relay to get from here to here, and I know how to handle not using a mass relay to get across the Milky Way. You know what I mean? So I actually understand the science of it in Mass Effect and apply that to a game setting or whatever. In Star Wars, if you don't have a trade route, you don't go. Like, I want to go to point A to point B, but technically to go to point B, you have to go to CQFNGLT first, and then you go to B. And of course, is that something that you intend to hold true?
Yes.
How close to that you're gonna? Do you actually intend to like pull up one of those cool virtual maps and map
I'll probably
things out
use
as we go?
the map in the book for simplicity's sake.
That's all the major trade routes and none of the minor ones. There are thousands of minor trade routes as well.
Well, they have like I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but I mean, I'm sure you've seen the book, but they have like little tiny lines in between all the major ones.
What page is that?
That is page.
Because there's more than that too, and there's actually
there's more than that.
3D maps too.
Yeah, right, 329.
Thank you, 329. So there's virtual 3D maps as well because the galaxy is not a two-dimensional object.
Of course.
So,
but for the simplicity's sake, it might be like. But is that the maps you're talking about? Are those is that by the game standards or by like a third party's kind of just here's a map standards?
If I remember correctly, a third party put together all the worlds in Legends.
Gotcha.
And so that's important because when you add in Legends, there's so much more to the galaxy than what this shows here.
Yes, of course.
And that happened a lot where like I would bring up a planet and like Jesse, who's like arguably a bigger Star Wars nerd than you, would be like, what?
100% he is, no question.
Yeah.
He's read every book in existence and seen every show and all.
He'd be like, "What's that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, hold on, let me find its reference." And like, I'd say like the book, and he'd be like, "Oh, I forgot that was mentioned in half a sentence once." You know? It was right. Like, but because of that half a sentence mentioned there are other bits in other books that would like kind of give tidbits about their culture or what lived there, and I use that off of the wiki to like really drive a living world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So we can hug the rim without blah blah. Yeah, I see the little lines, but these aren't like
those aren't hyperspace lanes.
So for instance, let's say bottom right hand corner where it says wild space, right? Let's say if you wanted to get from Sump to Ryon.
I see Ryon. Where's Sump?
To the right, same sector, or the next sector over.
You'd have to go. You'd have to hit. Right up from Sump, you go up to Isde Naha to hit that orange trade route. Go left to Garathan and then go south. So you have to go up, left, down.
Okay, makes sense because it's probably the fastest way, but it's also a traceable way. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you cut across, is that feasible? How long does it take? It's not as traceable. Now let's go to a different example.
I do wonder if they have rules for that.
Did you see Bakura and Endor? That's almost the bottom of the map. To the right-hand side.
I see him. Yep.
Okay, how do you get to
Bunduki or Fieri?
Yeah.
How
do you get there? So that's why I'm saying like the idea of needing more trade routes, needing more than just what the shows is super, super important.
I wonder how they handled that kind of travel. I'm going to see if I can find the rules for it.
I get like I'm not going to question wild space. The whole idea of wild space is now you're fucked. There's no trade routes that we know about. Like I get that. That's cool. But like when you're dealing with something that it's a named solar system that
I do wonder if they actually do talk about that. Corporate sector. All right, can we talk about travel? Okay, major galactic hyperspace lanes, trade route, Corellian run.
There's even more central ones like Manan and Kona. These are like near the core.
So then I would assume you can just get to them. My guess is that trade routes are probably safer, and that'd be why people probably use them all the time.
Oh, this is okay. That makes sense. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Trade routes are safer, which is why. Yeah. They're safer. They're better watched. They're better tracked. They're faster too. Like you don't have to worry about the calculations are known. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So here's a little tidbit. Major hyperlanes have been in use for centuries. They are well-traveled, well-mapped, and connected to some of the most important sectors and systems in the galaxy. They are also the best patrolled, raising the stakes somewhat for smugglers, criminals, and others seeking to avoid government interference. The greatest routes described below, along with a list of notable locations. They are listed more or less from Core World to Rimward, with the exception of the Hydian Way, which starts at its northernmost point in relation to Galactic North. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, fun fact, I'm looking at this map, I'm like, this makes no sense to me. I'm so confused right now. That's because it's sideways. I'm like, why the fuck's the map sideways? They're at least nice enough to show you in the left-hand page.
Galactic North, yeah.
Galactic North is to the left.
Yep.
Why? We as a society have learned to read north as north on a map. North is up on a map. Why are you handing me a map where north is left? Why is this a thing?
I wonder what is.
Why would you do this to me?
What is the reason
for
that?
Why is Hut Space in the north? Hut Space is Galactic East. Like, what is going on right here?
That is weird.
Right? They're like, we're going to be edgy and turn this on its head.
Why are they doing
Because
that?
90 degrees, get it?
Axel asks, have you guys thought about having an overarching bad guy to kind of drive the story? You leave that to me, fam.
I bet he will.
I already do. Are you going to do anything with the Yuzon Vong? Fuck no.
Yuzon Vong, it's too far away.
It's too far away. It's legacy, and I just don't like them as a race.
They're like a couple hundred years out, aren't they? Like
at
300
least
years out.
No, because I think Luke deals with them in the books. I think. I could be wrong.
You sure Luke deals with them?
Oh, it could be his like progeny. It could be his
probably
progeny.
Like great grandchild or something.
I just don't like the Yuzon Vong. I never got into them. I never really enjoyed their whole like. They're void of the Force, and the Force doesn't work on them, kind of thing.
My actual first exposure to them was being explained what they are by our friend Dave, who was actively playing one in a campaign you guys were doing together, and I was like, huh?
Yeah,
like, we have our one friend Dave, and they're so similar and so diametrically opposite as people, but Dave and Nick are so similar and so diametrically opposite. Dave's like, my favorite Star Wars race is Yuzon Vong, and Nick's like, my favorite Star Wars race is the Mira Luca.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, this is like a perfect
complete opposites of one another.
He's like, I am the Force. I can see through it. And the other one's like, you can't see me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna attack the black spot.
Yeah, that's like they're just like they don't exist to the Force. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the Yuzon Vong always rubbed me really wrong. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like them as a race. I don't know what it is. They're weird exception to the Force or
don't
whatever.
Don't they look very Gith? I forget how to spell it. I'm just gonna butcher this here.
Like Gith from Mass Effect?
Gith from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, maybe.
Not Geth, Gith.
Oh, Geth. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they actually look more like almost.
They
like
are
orcs.
basically a race of space thonks. That's why I was wondering. I mean, maybe kind of in their personality, but
they look like modern day. What's that shitty Star Trek show? Discoveries. They look like Discoveries Klingons meet Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
I just don't like them. I don't know. I never really did. I wonder how that book series is like regarded by people today. Anyway, they're basically. How do you guys feel about beats? Hey, beats are pretty good.
They do look kind of like Gith. Yeah, they do look like Gith with like etchings on their foreheads.
Mm-hmm.
Gith Yankee Gith Zerai sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It's look kind of like them.
All right, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, Scott. I'll be back.
No problem. I should go ship shopping. What kind of ship do I want? What kind of boat do I want? So what is that? Beets he was talking about? How do I feel about? Do you mean like beets as in like the root vegetable, or do you mean beets as in like da beets, like Doug Funny's favorite bands? Which beets are you referring to? That's an important question. Yeah, I'm glad that we're likely not going to have a Force user. I'm actually fine with a Force user in the party, but I don't think I'd want to be the Force user. I think I like the idea of, like, I could play a wizard if I ever wanted to, or a psionic if I wanted to, like D&D. I like the idea of just being a pilot. That sounds fun. Sounds relaxing. Sounds soothing. If you're asking what beets the food, have you ever had roasted beets? Like you take a fresh beet and you throw it in the oven in tin foil and roast the hell out of it, so it like has all of its fibers kind of broken down, so it's soft, but it still has like all of its nutrients and flavor. Roasted beets, sliced and served on some sort of meat, delicious, super yummy. Pickled beets. I don't do pickled beets. I'm not 85. I don't do pickled beets. Yeah. These are swoop bikes and walkers. I need to get me a vehicle. Can you like help Mathis decide on a really awesome ship for us? Like just start throwing some like, some hints at him like, oh, they really need this vessel. This is a really good vessel. And of course I don't want goddamn what's it called? Corellian. How's it called here? The ship that Han Solo flew. The Corellian Engineering Corporation ship. Is it the YT-1300 light freighter? Don't need that much Star Wars fan service. Or even I think the YT-2400 light freighter was also from like one of the video games. So need some cool ships. It's funny because like we did a patrol boat or whatever it was called last one, which is literally like what Slave 1 is. That's what we had to use because it was like, oh, you have these couple of options. I'm like, I am not doing the Millennium Falcon. So give the 5-man crew a super Star Destroyer. Rick, you are a brilliant person. We just need a super Star Destroyer. It's all good. We'll just threaten the first planet we come across to give us lots of money, or we'll crash into them. We'll crash into them anyways, get another ship, and then we'll fly away and we'll be rich. So that'll actually work. A Nubian yacht. Ooh, isn't that what they flew in episode 1? Like the gorgeous, like silver bullet looking thing. Your ship, you guys totally have a cruiser, completely plausible. Yeah, the other thing too is like based off whatever ship we have, like, and this is a DMPC, like I suppose concern or something to think about. Like based off the size of the ship, if you want like a halfway decent ship, usually you need a decent sized crew to man the ship. But like we got a party of 4, and let's say Maggie's like, yeah, my character doesn't know anything about boats. I don't want to. And then like let's say one of the other people is like, yeah, I also don't want to be a mechanic, or like I just literally just want to kill things, like legit just kill things. Well, then you have 2 crew members left, sort of 2 party members left to do all of the work. And again, unless you have like the Millennium Falcon was super retrofitted, so only 2 pilots can handle it. Like that's rare. If I remember correctly, you actually needed like 4 or 5 to handle that originally. They have to introduce a crew. They'll have to have their own names, pasts, personalities. How much do you intermingle with them as PCs? How much do you force them into conversations as the storyteller, et cetera, et cetera? So you want small and simple, but you don't want too small, too simple, because that sucks. You know what I mean? It's finding that hard balance. So, Mega Class Star Destroyer, Jesus. Let's see, the VCX 100 Light Freighter. I'm totally going to Google that, Varys. It's going to pop up some of these images, just see what they look like as people are saying them. Somebody else had said the, what is that, Barlaw's Class Medium Freighter looks crappy, so it fit. That's fair. I appreciate an ugly ship. I like me an ugly ship. What else has come down here? The YZ900 2D. The thing is cool. I'll grab that one. All I'm doing right now is opening tabs of images, and I will worry about the rest of the details afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. What are you looking at?
Ships.
Okay, cool.
They're giving it their opinion of what ship you should let us start with.
Okay.
And that's important. That's
important. I agree.
You should take their opinion if it's good.
Do you mean if it's a good ship or if it's a good opinion?
Yes.
Listen, I'm very similar to you in style when it comes to where I like players to start. So
Oh, that looks like a Githrock, the VCX 100 light freighter. It's a Corellian engineering, but it looks like the Githrock. At least a quick glance.
are you looking at ships in the book or no?
People are tossing opinions my way, whether or not it's in the book, because we can always stat it out.
Yeah, of course.
These are cool. So here's some the YZ900 light freighter. Actually, the YZ900 freighter is one that Mathis is a fan of in general because it's a transport vessel, so it's not like it's got like heavy artillery on it or whatever.
Mega class star dreadnoughts are a fair starting ship, right? You got it.
Yes. How much crew? How many crew? So let's see. Minimum crew for the YZ900 is 2. Passengers is 14. So minimum crew is 2, but it needs 8 for general. You know what I mean? For general crew, that's to use all of its weapons.
Depending on the picture, this thing looks like a mix of Serenity and like a TIE fighter kind of
Which
up
one?
front. The YZ900.
Oh, I'm looking at the one I'm looking at is here. I'm just gonna throw because this actually has
Throw it in chat. Throw it in chat.
Exactly what I'm gonna do. This actually has information from the game. These are the 3 that I'm looking at, and I'm using Wiki for this because it's pretty solid.
Give him the Star Forge. Yeah.
Oh, the Star Forge. Hey-o, I'll take that.
Who would?
Hell yeah. All right, so let's see. This the Barlaw's class, minimum crew 1. Actual crew is 2, passengers is 4. So that's like right where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's funny that they say, hold on, this makes little to no sense. It says maximum passengers 4, but I'm looking at the size of this thing. Like the map that's there, and this map honestly looks like from the old Wizards of the Coast version of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It looks like that era of map. Honestly, this looks like it can handle way more than 4 crew, right? Because like passenger cabins, there's 6 passenger cabins. There's also a captain's cabin, a first mate's cabin. So it looks like it can handle up to 8 people there.
No, there's 4 passengers cabins, not 6.
Number 6 is a passenger cabin.
Right,
and
I only
4
see
of those.
Yeah, 4.
4 of those.
Yeah. That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah, but when I said 6, I meant number 6 is the passenger cabin. Like the Legends number.
Yeah,
6.
okay, that's what you were. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I was like, where are we? So it looks like you probably hold 8 comfortably. You know what I mean? So that's actually a really good suggestion. Whoever suggests that one, take credit yourself. It doesn't have that kind of information for the VCX. The VCX is sexy though.
Doesn't have that info for the YZ900 either.
Yes, it does. On the if you scroll down, it says minimum crew 2, crew 8, passengers 14.
But I meant map. They have no map.
So this one says minimum crew 1, crew 2, passengers 4. So I wonder if the YZ900 is actually like kind of based off the map and the way that the other one was statted out. I wonder if it's minimum crew 2, up to 8 crew, but also 14 passengers.
Yeah.
Meaning it can comfortably sit. What's that, 22?
Chaos Dispenser, thanks for the raid, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, Chaos. How you doing, buddy? I haven't talked to you in like ages. How you been? Are you coming off of some Elite Dangerous? Is that what's going on?
Elite Dangerous.
Elite's Dangerous. He is a very, very well-known person over in Elite's Dangerous. Always a part of really big plots that happen in the game there.
That's awesome.
And there's some world-changing shit going on in that video game right now.
Oh, yeah, Thargoid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep tabs on the storyline because it's just interesting to me.
You ever going to jump back in?
I'm sure I will at some point. It's been a while, though. Honestly, I'll tell you what.
Did you have a wing? Like, did you have a crew of people that you generally flew with? Or?
I didn't. I was a space trucker, bounty hunter on the side kind of guy.
So you like a solo? You weren't really a part of like the community goals or stuff?
No. I left right when I played a little bit with Horizons, and then I kind of dropped the game.
So if you ever get back into it, people like Chaos and Commander Human and stuff like that. Like, there's so many like awesome people that they hang out with. That's actually, like I said, they're so ingrained in the plot and like a lot of the world changing stuff that happens in it. And it's totally a cool crew to to get in the way of.
Like I said,
serious. You won't be able to hang.
I'll tell you what ruined that game for me, and it wasn't even the game. It was playing it in VR. I can't play that game not in VR now. Like, I just can't. It's too incredible in VR to play it in anything else.
You know, I've still never put on a VR headset that wasn't like, my cell phone is in a cardboard box.
Oh, really? You haven't put the Vive on or anything like that?
Mike, when was the last time I saw you in real person?
Well, I'm saying, does you know anybody else who has a Vive or like a PS4 VR?
Yeah, let's see. Ollie has a Vive. Rick has a Vive. One's in the UK and one's in Holland.
Yeah.
Like, I think Frank has a Vive. He lives in Texas.
Yeah, that does make it difficult.
Yeah.
I'm looking at in the book ships right now as well. Like the GAT-12H is just a skip ray, which is super small. Let's see.
No. I'm this Barlow's class medium freighter. Not only do I love the old map from Wizards because I have drank their Kool-Aid since I was a young boy. I like. It's sexy. I like it. Like it's.
I wouldn't call this thing.
No. Look at this.
Sexy.
If we ever got attacked, like just DM for a second.
I'm DMing.
Look at that map. Imagine if we got raided. Like we were the ones that like pirates came, took over our systems, pried open the doors, vented our life support. We all got like suits on, just barely surviving. Against the cold and vacuum of space, and they're attacking us in our own cargo hold.
Yeah,
that's a sexy cargo hold for that kind of.
Well, combat. Yeah, it's really big and spacious, and you can have some cool combat there, no doubt.
Right? There's 3 cargo loading areas that work out well. The engineering section is in the back of the ship, which I'm a big fan of, because not only is the engineering back there, but the gun welts and the turret is there too. Like, that the engineer of the crew is going to have like some cool moments of like going from like having the Kaylee moments on the engine and like whacking it with the Fonzie, hitting it, and then climbing up and having to like fix so the turret gains its maneuverability back. And is it working? Am I getting him?
Listen, I'm not against it. I'm also still open to other ideas.
Is it in the book? Is it?
I don't see it. No.
I used to have a really cool thing that had like this kind of information. Here's my Star Wars Galaxy map, but fuck that for a second. Where's my old Star Wars stuff? My adversary cards, my hut name generator.
Look, Wrath. If that's what they want, that's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Problem with the bar. He says problem with the bar laws is that thing is not going to win any space battles.
Are you sure? Do you see its compatible abilities? It comes equipped with ... I thought this one had decent weapons. Maybe I'm forgetting something.
I mean, it has a couple of side turrets, my man.
Wait, where is it? Armament, laser cannon, 1. Never mind. Never mind. Abort.
And the laser cannons are fixed, so they can't rotate.
Oh, I was thinking of the YZ-900, which actually is a much larger vessel, which has double heavy laser cannon turret 2, double laser cannon 2, concussive missile launchers 2. It's a little different.
Dynamic class. Who's they suggested? Sorry. I still say the dynamic class freighter. Dynamic class. Is that in the books? I'll take a look.
Where is that so I can Google?
They didn't link it. They just kind of mentioned it. VT-49 Devastator as well. VT-49 Devastator.
Oh, here's the YZ floor plans. These are not the same quality, of course, but they're still cool looking. So give me a second to kind of like work my way through this. R is refresher, not ramp. Why do I feel like that's wrong? Oh, I see. Okay. For those rooms, those are bedrooms. More or less, it means toilet. There's retractable landing. There's the 4-person crew area. This is cool. Hold on. Mike, I'm going to send this over to you because...
Sure.
Bam. This is the lower deck. You know what this reminds me of?
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a...
So in case anybody... this actually very, very much reminds me of... in case anybody ever saw, when I was over on Roll For It, we played Stars Without Number, And we had, I honestly don't remember the name of the ship. It was like numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to remember that. If it doesn't have a sexy name, we never named it. This reminds me of that ship. This is saying the lower deck, which means it has another deck.
That's pretty big.
It's large. The other that vessel had 2 decks, but they were obviously much smaller. Similar in shape, though.
You guys got a lot of suggestions. What about... I'm going to Google this real quick.
It wants me to report that as spam. That link was not spam. There's the rest of it. Oh, cool. Oh, now that's a sexy picture. The second picture that you sent me, and it's good looking. Like, it's cool. You don't care, Mike.
Wait for... I'm sorry, I'm looking up another ship as well.
No, I'm just telling you, you won't care.
Okay. What is this?
It's a mole.
Oh, that thing's way too big. It can fit 2 fighters into it. No. Not happening.
The YT-2400 was one that I said I didn't like, if I remember correctly, because it was from, I think, like KOTOR or something, or like KOTOR 2, or...
It's in the book officially.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't like it because it's too fan servicey. It's too... It's literally from one of the video games.
No, it's not the Ebon Hawk.
No, so was the same ship in both games? I can't remember.
The Ebon Hawk is in both Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. You use the
but
same...
it looks
the exact
like
ship.
that.
It basically it looks like that because it comes from that class of ship.
Sure.
The YT series all kind of have that circular middle, and then they have different sides, basically.
I'm just saying, if there's a droid on the ship, I'm killing it before it kills me. That's all I'm saying. Like,
just don't activate it. Kick it off the boat. Don't worry about it.
No, you destroy it. Like, you don't turn it on and hope that works out for you.
No, you just push it out the airlock and hope it doesn't come back for you.
It does have escape pods, which is nice.
Yeah, I don't mind the YT-2400. It's not bad. Let's take a look. It is up to 6 passenger capacity.
Oh, here's this galaxy map that I stumbled across forever ago. I'm going to throw it in chat.
Sure.
It's a really cool galaxy map that I used to... it wasn't as good as the pictures, the like 10,000 by 10,000 pixel images that I would use. But it's a really cool galaxy map for trying to like link up travel between, point A and point B. And it even color codes between canon and legends for you.
Gotcha.
Which I thought that was nifty. And zoomable, so you can get more details as you go.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, it's super cool. I like it.
Google Starlight Intruder. It's a damn good looking ship, good cruise size, and it's got 2...
Drop it in the chat for me so I can be lazy.
It. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were telling me.
No, I was reading chat. Sorry. Light Intruder.
Where is my old Star Wars shit?
I don't know.
Like, what's the name of this game? Edge of the Empire.
They have some good ideas here, though.
One second.
Help down the corridor, friends. What the fuck?
Don't mind that extra noise, everybody.
What is it?
I was looking at a Star Wars game link, actually. That was pretty cool.
Oh, now a portion of the video is now going to be muted.
Oh, no. It was a lot of talking. It was somebody, like a highlight from one of my friend's Star Wars streams. One of the people I'm tapping for the 4th spot. If he says yes.
Identify that voice. Guess it in chat.
I'm sure most chat would.
Win a hug.
Know. Please check out that Hawk, the HWK 290. It's a light freighter with good combat possibilities. I'll look it up.
I'll get it right now. I mean, it's sexy. I'll give it that.
Damn, that looks very maneuverable.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. It's minimum crew 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, passenger 6. That totally works out. That means literally I can handle it. And then if somebody else has the I don't suck at flying ability, they can be my second, which is nice. But I can literally do all the work, which is a good thing. Hyperdrive system 2. Maneuverability rating high. It has navigation. Again, I'm reading off of Wikipedia Legends, so this doesn't necessarily mean the video game, the tabletop game. Weapons though, where's the armaments?
Are we gonna do this? Are we doing the steampunk thing?
Oh my God,
one day in the future, yes.
None for armaments.
That sounds like the ship I'm gonna give you then.
No! Like, how do you shoot down other ships coming out your way? Well, we have a Gungan. And he hangs out the airlock with a holdout blaster.
And he fires.
Says, good luck, buddy. But you don't know that Gungan put 5 points in with dexterity or whatever it's called, agility, and super trained. So he's rolling so many yellows, he'll succeed. With lots of triumphs. He's like taking out Star Destroyers, hanging out the side of a hold-up blaster.
I'm sure you can make it work.
Could make it rain.
Make it rain.
Oh Jesus, that's funny. It's sexy though. Actually, I like that ship. Like that ship is because it feels almost like a stubby, choppy X-wing. And I, as a kid, so like you guys know the toys that came out in the 70s, like the people that are like crazy keep them in a box and they're like, I'll never sell these because one day they'll somehow have more value that I won't take by selling them. So you know, like Mike does with his.
Well, I don't do that because they're worth anything. I do it because I enjoy it.
Sure. So my dad got those toys when they first came out, and so they were given to me, and so I actually got to like play with original X-wings and whatnot as a kid, which is like super cool. But then my little brother came along. You can see him on some of the other streams that I DM, and he broke them. So you know, he's a shitty person, and feel free to say bad things to him. You know,
that's
like,
funny.
oh, I heard you hate Star Wars. So open the conversation. Kunzai 64. I heard you hate Star Wars, and just kind of like let it go from there.
Let him have it. Ugh. Make the Gungan sacrificial gunfire. Just hurl him at the enemy. Perfect. One combat averted.
Well, yeah, I know.
You just gotta farm Gungans off of Naboo.
The people that like you're attacking, they're gonna be like, we killed a Gungan. I'm gonna call today a win. Want to go and get coffee? Yeah, sure.
We're done. That was great.
Like this is good. This is a win today. A mistake in the galaxy has been corrected.
God, makes me sad.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, man, we should have known Gungans were coming. Ewoks exist, so.
You know what though? Ewoks were cute and didn't speak.
No, but they defeated the Empire with rocks and tree logs.
They did not, though. There was like a small little group of bad guys were defending an area, and like they used an overwhelming number, which is generally the bad guys' tactic. They used an overwhelming number to impede them. I mean, there was still, you know, people with technology. There was still others that were like arranging it. Like, sure, it was goofy. Again, it's a kids' movie. You have to always remember it's a kids' movie.
I know.
But like, it was like you have to imagine how many troops were they going up against? 100, and how many Ewoks died against those 100? Like 1,000. So the other 5,000 could win. Like that's some pretty harsh numbers, you know. That I'm pulling out of my ass for the record.
Do I to answer the Jedi question? I will not answer the Jedi question. We'll find out. There may or may not be something.
I mean, the thing is, and I'm going to actually defend his vagueness here. If you're going to have a Force user in Edge of the Empire, do you go walk into the game and, hey guys, I got powers? No, the whole idea is it's going to be in the universe. It's going to be a big unveil. So if it's actually going to exist in the game, it should be an unveil for the PCs and the viewers, because it's on Twitch as well.
If they choose to walk through that door.
If anybody even chooses to be the Force sensitive and then train on it, or I can tell you without a doubt, I am not Force sensitive. My character is not Force sensitive and will never walk down that path. He is just trying not to die.
Yep.
And I still can't find that goddamn website I'm looking for. You know what might help me if I look up over here one of you guys' character sheets. Like, didn't you have a stupid weapon? I feel like you had a stupid weapon that came from one of those things.
I had a stupid weapon?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did you have like a rubber band shooter or something?
Like the energy slingshot?
Yeah,
That's
that
from the
one.
book.
I'm sure it was, Mike.
Memington asks, what website are you using?
The website am I using?
Yeah.
Google.
There you go.
I'm trying to find something right now. Because I can't remember the website I used before. I didn't save it apparently. And it's been months. What did you say? Energy slingshot?
Yep, that's what I used.
Yeah, from Gungans. Good job.
I don't think he's from Gungans.
Yeah, Gungans were the ones that used them, like on camera.
I'm just saying, it's not the same thing.
I found it. So it's this website was swrpg.vilupo.net. That's the name of the website. So the reason why I'm doing this is so I can go transportation. Then we can look at ships. There was a ship, Mike, that you really liked the idea of, but wasn't statted out. What was it?
I did?
Yeah. Was it like the Hawk or something? What was that called? Because they closed too many tabs over time.
Shit. Oh, the HWK-290?
Is that what it was? I'm gonna Google
That
that
has
really
no
quickly.
guns though.
Yeah. So HWK, which would be a Hawk.
-290.
Yeah. So it's confirming that was the one. It was light freighter. Cool. So let's go over here. Let's look into light freighters. Totally not looking at chat right now, so please excuse me
That's
if I'm
fine.
being rude.
Who all is playing? We don't have we have a few people, but we'll worry about that when we have an official announcement video or stream or whatever.
It's
Definitely
Carillion
me.
Engineering.
I will be DMing Scott, Maggie, myself, probably Sam.
So this one's not done in here for the vehicles. So let's go back. What was another one that you liked? That I liked, but it wasn't really statted out. Was the
Oh, I don't remember.
the Barslow or Barlaws, which
Well,
is
the
a medium freighter?
Barlaws has a bunch of stats, didn't it? Yeah, check up the Barlaws if that's what you're thinking of.
I remember that. But I'm looking for the actual Fantasy Flight Games version of it.
Oh, I don't know if they have it, but yeah, take a look.
So it's a medium freighter. Where's the button for medium freighter?
You know, I went looking to see if they released any more books. They haven't. The next book they've teased, and it's going to be the official campaign guide for the Force Awakens kind of era of stuff. But they haven't released any more campaign books other than the ones that I've got. That always feels good because then I don't have to like any catch up that I need to play.
Oh, HWK 290. I actually do have the rules for it right here. Cool. So, Mike, I'm going to toss you a link really quickly. This is where I'm grabbing info from. Bam. That one right there.
Okay.
It's in our little chat thingy.
Yep.
And I just did Control F and then typed HW, and I was able to find it.
Oh, the HWK?
Yeah, 290.
Oh, I have
so
it.
it has the information right here based off of. It's actually only 70,000 credits that it's worth. I don't know the books like FH. What is FH or CRB? What is CRB for Fantasy Flight Game book codes?
CRB.
Or FH. I'm going to see if I can find the codes for this. Give me a second. Books. Here we go.
Yeah, CRB. I don't know.
I'm going to find it for you. CRB is the core rule book.
Okay.
So apparently it's saying that. Where were we? Fucker. So core rule book 263.
Okay.
So you go to core rule book 263. And then what is FH? FH. That's Far Horizons.
What is Far Horizons?
It's they have tons of supplementary material. Like the list of material that they have out there is actually quite extensive. So
I was on Fantasy Flight's website and they didn't really have shit.
they have a lot of books. But again, like you have to imagine like splat books, like little tiny.
Yeah, that might be
No.
why.
Yeah. So it is. Did you go to what page did I say it was? 263.
Yeah, what was the name of the ship though?
HWK 290.
That is not on this at all. On 263, I've got the Soro Sub Luxury 3000 Space Yacht, the Space Master Medium Transport. We've got the Starwind Pleasure Yacht and the Wayfarer Class Medium Freighter. Yep, Revan, someone could be a droid if they want to. That's 100%.
That's funny. So
Good night,
they might
Axel.
be saying, "Good night, Axel." So it might be more accurately in the Far Horizons book or whatever it is. I noticed this before when I was doing this kind of looking up. I'd be like, if it says core rulebook, it wasn't always, but it was usually at the splat book that they had. Excuse me. But it has information here like, oh God, trying to read these things because they don't restate what they all are. You have to go up and down. Crew, encumbrance, passengers, cost, rarity, HP, weapons. Crew 2, passengers 75. No, encumbrance 75. Okay, there you go. Sorry. I was like, what? Passengers 2, rarity 7. Really? Rarity 7 for that? That seems really high. HP 5, weapons 0. So it's, sticking with the... Let's see if Fantasy Flight Games Far Horizons, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually on their products page right now. And the only thing they're selling are the Force Awakens beginner game, because the book's not out yet. Edge of the Empire.
Google it.
I did Google it, and they brought me to the...
I mean, I literally just popped onto this link, so I haven't even started reading what it is yet, but I Googled
Far
FFG
Horizons.
Far Horizons. So, I don't know what this is yet,
under
though.
news? May 20... What is this?
Yeah. That's why I'm not sure what it is yet, so.
Add to cart. I can add it to my cart. It's a source book for colonists making their mark on the fringe of the galaxy. New talent, spaceship, and gear. Colonists will be able to thrive in even the harshest circumstances that come their way.
See, it's $30. How big is the splat book, though?
Right? That's what I'm curious. 3 new specializations: the entrepreneur, the performer, and the marshal. It's new ways for... It's just new specializations for the colonist class.
That's fine. I'm just curious how big the book is. Like when you... so this is, for
Yeah.
me, whenever I judge a company, because tabletops are, my life. I love them. Whenever I judge a company for how much they charge for splat books, like when you charge $30 is the... Used to be the cost, used to be $35 to $40 for the cost of a core book for like D&D and stuff like that. Granted, it's a bigger company, so they can bring down the costs, blah, 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 whatever. But like if you're paying $30 for like a super thin book, like a 40-page book, for me, it's one of those like, wow, that's like a steep cost. We've been paying $30 like a 150-page book. That's legit. That's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, a lot of my judgment of this is biased towards the Wizards of the Coast selling tool. And they're such a massive company, they can bring down their costs. Their overhead is effectively less because of, all the sales they make, and they know they're going to push the product. Like, it's like, oh, we're failing when we don't sell 800 million,
Far Horizons FFG. I'm gonna pop onto Amazon and see if it pops up. Nope, it doesn't.
But it makes sense if you'd only get it from I'm just curious, is it a hardcover book or is it a PDF?
Oh,
That's another thing too. In my opinion, PDF should always be cheaper, because fuck you if I can't hold it and smell it and get a paper cut. So.
All right, you can get it for $26 on Amazon, but I'm just trying to see if how many pages there are.
I wonder if I can get it from a local guy.
Yeah, it might be.
I miss going to bookstores, man. Now I'm gonna sound old for a second here, but do you remember like going to like a bookstore or even just like Borders and getting a coffee?
Yeah.
Right? And like, I wonder if I want to buy this book. I'm gonna leaf through it and drink some coffee.
Xpunk says it's a 100-page hardcover book.
So hardcover brings up the value. The fact that it's an actual book brings up the value, and 100 pages is not bad. You're paying about $3 a page. $1 for 3 pages, 33 cents a page. That's not terrible, so long as it's full of like actual usable material and not a whole bunch of fluff garbage that somebody wanted to throw. Because like I don't need fluff. Like I am fluffy. I just need like the hard facts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't need to get it. I'm just pointing out the fact that there is a splat book that has the rules for the ship that we were discussing.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure I could find them online as well. Man, they have a metric fuck ton of these like splat books, but they're not on their main page. I find them on Amazon. Oddly.
Well, here I'm going to give you a. This is the key that I was looking at beforehand.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so scroll down and you see like, oh wow, there's a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
And it says what system too, because it's important to note. Like Fly Casual is probably a book that we would like because it's going to have like a lot of Oh, it's clickable.
Oh, why am I anti-insert your own character as a DM? And he means like, why am I anti about bringing my own character from another game and bring where I was a player and then bring him into as a DM?
When was this discussed?
It just came up in chat. When did we talk about that? We did touch on it a little bit.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, I don't know when we discussed it.
You brought it up like it was an old chat, and I'm like...
Well, he mentioned in chat not like literally 4 or 5 minutes ago. But I don't remember when we talked about it.
I was so on the Google.
Yeah.
So, the Google. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I just don't like doing it. I guess it has... he was going through the VOD and hit 30... Oh, because we must have talked about it 30 minutes in.
Gotcha.
Why am I anti-insert your own character as a DM? Because I think it's too easy to make a character you really love seem really overly important in your own campaign as a DM. I think if you can handle it,
you as a DM bringing one of your old PC characters into a game
while you're DMing him.
Because it feels tacky.
Yeah, it does. It feels like weird. You're like, no, I love him so much, and now he's in the game.
Imagine if I can't remember the actor's name. Imagine if the actor who played Fonzie, I can't remember his name. Imagine if he was directing a movie and like Fonzie had a cameo in that movie, but had like no place in that continuum or that universe or whatever. And then like he directed another movie, like a different time, and like Fonzie had a place in that movie too. It just feels so goofy and tacky. Now, if it's same exact universe, same exact continuum, literally like he played in a campaign that took place in Faerun during like, I don't know, 1387. And then like he wanted to run a game that took place in the same exact universe, 1389 or 1392 or whatever it was. The other character was still alive. Sure, they could be like background noise, but like even bringing them in as like I feel as though it's so tacky. But let's take this back a step. Why do you think that you can run my world? Like, it's not my world. It is instantly an alternate dimension. So it's not the character that you played. It's actually very, very different. Because if I'm the DM and I'm running a world, there's so much going on in the galaxy or the world or the countries, continents, whatever, that you don't know about as a PC. So much background noise. It's so in motion that literally the first second you start DMing that world, 100 years later, who cares? You're like, so this happened. And I'd be like, nope, that never would have happened. I never would have done it. It's a Schism alternate universe. It says it's an alternate universe. It's not your character. It's a shadow of your character. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because it just doesn't make sense. So that, and I'm better than you. So,
Yeah, of course.
You're welcome.
And like DM PCs are also really hard to do just because you never will not know what's coming up in the plot. Like you never will not know it.
So yes, you are right. So I've had to do this before. I'm actually doing this literally in my Mass Effect game where I am DMing a campaign with 4 PCs, but there's a 5-person crew on their ship. I DM the other crew member, and so she gets a say in what's going on in the ship. You know what I mean? Like, because she's the pilot, so she gets a say of what's going on in the ship. But like, what I do as a DM is I usually try to approach the party having conversations without her there because she's like handling something or just not around. Because like when they hit shore leave, she like, goes and gambles all the time. She's like a badass Torian chick. But sometimes she is there and sometimes she argues the point. My argument against what you just said there, which I think is actually wrong if you're not to, but if you're good enough, is you kind of think like a method actor, right? You kind of like get into the mind of that character. What would this character say? What would this character do? How would this character argue based off of what's immediately in front of me right now? Even as PCs, you have moments where there's metagame knowledge, but you choose not to act on it. You have a lot more metagame knowledge, but you just choose to, I'm playing this persona. I don't like doing it. I do it as infrequently as possible, but the problem is even then, even me who's how old am I? 32. Have 26 years of tabletop experience, and I don't even remember, like 18 plus years of DM experience. So even me, I still sometimes will take this NPC that's now so intrinsic to the plot and use it to push the plot along, which is awful. I hate it. I hate when I do it. I feel dirty. Like it's like one of those, please excuse me while I take a shower, like, because it's not your place as a DM to do that. It's the party plays the role of the party. You play the role as the world, Yep. Yeah. So, long-winded as always. I've done it once to have one of my characters for a long time. One of my characters that literally...
And if you're going to do it, that's a way of doing it. Have your character be killed off by the party.
All right.
All right.
So, moving on. Where is All Rise? Where was I looking at? So, there's Far Horizons, fuck off. Here. So, it was cool because that website that we're looking at, Mike, if you actually read the book that showed like all the different books.
Yeah.
So, something's really fucking nifty. Click on one of those books.
Okay.
And the website will actually show you all the information, all the things that book gives to the game.
Oh, cool.
So like, I grabbed Fly Casual. We're gonna cuff here 15 items, including like fingerprint mask, skifters, Moron Gold. A fuck ton of new weapons, including shock boots and
cool.
liquid silver L7 light blaster pistol. Some new armors, like mimetic suits and smugglers' trench coats, attachments to things, vehicles, starships, talents, and abilities. Now, mind you, talents and abilities, the talents are going to give you like the name and the activation or whatever, but it's not going to give you the info because I don't think they're supposed to. I don't think so. I'm going to try this here. But like abilities, it's straight up telling you like energy sensitivity and, So like, for instance, there's one called Column. Activation, passive, ranked, false, force sensitive, false, indexes. That book, page 32. No details about what it is. Because I imagine this website is not copyright infringing. They're
that's
probably
what it
putting
looks
out
like.
there what they can do without being copyright infringement, which I appreciate that. That's cool. But anyways, so we need books so I can. I want splat books. I want more. I want splat. Save me, Splattercat.
Splattercat.
What's the YT-17? Because it has one weapon and it's super cheapo. Oh, hello. This is cool. The YT-1760 small transport.
YT-1760?
Small transport. I think it's sexy. It's actually only worth 80,000.
Is it? What book is it in?
So it is in FH. Which one's FH again?
Oh,
Fair Horizons.
Yeah,
but
Far
I
Horizons.
actually just sent you a link that has more information. So again,
oh, nice, like a little card of it.
Sometimes more information is allowed to be there. So you like that? So
That's
that's cool.
neat.
Did you see the link I sent you?
I clicked on it. I'm on this little card.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah. It's the FFG cards. So it's cool because it's like defense is one shield in the front, Armor 1, health points 17. The stress threshold over 50. Nothing crazy. Nav computer, yes. Sensor range short. 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot. Encumbrance 70. Passenger crew 8. Consumable 2 months. Like, this is actually 1 weapon. I don't know what it is, though. It doesn't say on here. Like, that's actually a really cool one.
Yeah.
And it's a YT model, so you can have that kind of without looking like the rest. For everybody else, YT 1760 small transport, if you choose to Google that.
I've actually got it up on screen for him.
Oh, do you? Let me look at screen. Oh, you're showing that.
Uh-huh.
I hope it's not copyrighted.
What we doing?
Hoping.
Is there a way to make a Star Wars campaign during the Old Republic era? There's no official books set during that time in this rule system, but if you use the older rule systems, yes, 100%.
Oh, it's used? Worth only 20,000 credits, dude. In accordance to the Wikipedia. And this isn't like Legends versus, like, if you go onto the Wikipedia, I'll just drop that link in chat.
Yeah, okay.
It literally says new 80K, used 20K. So it's actually not like it's a super valuable ship. I imagine that comes with some dents in it, some issues, but... And I actually like it. I think it's kind of sexy.
Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty decent looking ship.
Chat, what's your opinion of this? Yay or nay? Like, do we like this ship? Is this something that we should threaten to send Mathis glitter bombs if he doesn't give to us kind of ship? If you don't know what a glitter bomb is, good for you.
Yeah, it's cool. Wikipedia says it's released with no weapons or shields, so they'd have to mod it.
It says 1 weapon, or maybe it just meant 1 weapon mount.
Maybe.
I'm looking at a couple pictures right now.
Unspeakable says, I thought you could buy your own ship for 10,000. Yeah, I think the rules say you start with like a ship worth 10,000. The rules give you, I think,
3 ships to choose from. The problem is one of them is Slave 1. One of them is the Millennium Falcon, and one of them is, are you fucking kidding me? so the options aren't really like there, in my very humble opinion.
Very humble.
Very, very humble. It's actually the most humble opinion you've ever come across.
YV929. Somebody says, take a look at that if you want to quickly look that up.
YV929. Is this sexy? Armored freighter. Ugh. So do you remember on Firefly episode 1, which I think is called Serenity?
It might be.
No, the battle was the one called Serenity, whatever it was. So episode 1, the pilot, the 2-hour episode, they're trying to decide between this ship or that ship. This looks like the ship sitting next to the Firefly that they're like, I'm not going on that one. Like, it's like massive. It's huge. And like, it's worth 100,000 credits used.
Oh, Jesus, that's too expensive. Too much for a day 1 crew.
But these 1 pilot and 3 gunners, that sounds great. Like, minimum crew 1, like that sounds great. I'm liking some of these pictures that I'm getting of the 1760, of like the map of it. I'm actually liking it. The 1450 is sexy too, but once again, it looks too much like the video game ship, so. Yeah, these are actually really cool. I'm liking the ship. Is this upstairs? Is that why? Airlock, heavy ramp. This is downstairs. And so that would be the double bunk right there, the cockpit there. Well, this is saying, no. That's weird. Oh, I get what they're doing. Okay. No. That's lame.
No. Hey, Frank. What's up, man?
Looking at pictures. Hey, Frank, guess what? We're actually live.
For real, not accidentally.
Not accidentally live. Frank, do you own a VR headset? I made the assertion that you did. Nope, he does not. Oh. I retract that assertion.
An hour later.
That was fake news.
Fake news.
Very fake news even. It was actually the most fake news.
You win the fake news award.
I'm fine with that.
I hear they're being handed out.
Oh, that's nice. I actually wouldn't mind one of those. I already have a Christ-like award. We all know how true that is.
You're the most Christ-like I know.
Yeah, of course. It's because I have a beard. That's the only reason.
That's literally it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We're white enough to hit America Jesus. To be American Jesus.
Jesus wasn't white.
Don't. That's why I said American Jesus.
Yeah, but like...
We're the Americanized version of what people think Jesus looked like.
Jesus was not white.
No, I know, but in America, all right, people think he is.
Yeah, but that didn't start like Europe. They think that too.
I know. Well, that's where it started.
Yeah. It wasn't white, Sorry to like ruin people's day, but that makes zero sense.
I am leaning towards the YT-1760, I think, as potentially your starting ship. I like
it's so cool looking. And actually,
is.
here's a cool picture. I'm going to sell you on this one cool picture.
Okay, well, I mean, what if I was already kind of sold, you know what I mean?
No, I'm selling you on this cool picture because it's a combat idea of how you can fuck us over.
All right. Did you link it?
Yeah, right in chat.
Clicking it. Oh, in chat.
Yeah.
Just have Minox attack you?
Yeah, come on. Come on, Minox. That's great. Like, it's cool. Like, but that's like the best pictures. So all of the pictures I've seen have been like little sketches or like maps of them. And I'll drop those your way, like personally your way in a bit. But like, that's actually just a cool looking picture of the ship, like fully rendered.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. Hopefully the artist tagged their artwork there. So kudos to whoever did that because that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like that's so cool. I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Every time I hear that, I always want to finish the way Nick does. It's so bad.
I don't want to.
Bite your tongue. Don't say it.
Yeah, not on stream.
Not on stream. Do not quote Nick on stream. That's how you don't. That's how you don't stream no more. But it's so bad because he says it so often. My wife says it now. And
oh, Jesus.
Like, yeah. Though they were playing D&D on Sunday, and they played downstairs. And so Brittany was making like steak tips with with rice and a whole bunch of stuff and going with it. Nice. So it's so funny because she like makes a plate. And she like walks out of because I was just playing with Aurora in the other room. I'm like, I get her set in her high chair and she gives a plate to Aurora. I sit down. She walks into the dining room with a plate. So that she was going to, there was going to be mine or hers. Then she walks out the front door and downstairs. And I was like, the hell just happened? She brought Nick a plate of steak tips and food and stuff like that. So she goes, I was like, what the hell is that? She's like, oh, Nick's over, so I have to give some food.
Such a mom.
Yeah. So funny. But actually, I made an awesome breakfast the other day, and they're so off the track of Star Wars at the moment. I made an awesome breakfast the other day, and I was sitting there, I was eating it, and I was like, Mike would love this. It's like he's missing on all this great cooking. So delicious.
So delicious.
Yeah, I'm even going to send you a picture of it right now.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, we're pretty much done with the Star Wars thing now up until Session 1, and obviously the character creation streams for everybody else that we need to get done.
Was there anything else that we kind of were going over in this? Bam, Michael. Bam.
It's hilarious on the internet. People think my name is Matt. They get blown away when they find out my name is Mike, because they think a lot of people, because this started with one of the people I stream with. They think Mathis Games. A lot of people think it is Matt Has Games.
Oh wow! Never.
No, me either.
Ever.
Never clicked until people.
Oh my. That's actually like a really fair conclusion.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that was really good. I like that. Like there's somebody that follows both Lost Initiative and my other channel, and his name's like Let Him Eat Salt. But it's like the way it's I gotta find out how it's, because it's done like so that that's the way I read it, but I don't think that's the way it's meant to be read. Read.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta find the name, because that's funny though.
Right?
Oh, I like that. Huh.
Whenever somebody's new on my Twitter and stuff, they're just like, wait, your name's Mike? And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
So it's let the meat salt. It is literally capped to say let the meat salt. It's capital L, then capital T, then capital N.
But you think it's like
S.
let them eat salt?
But it looks like, even though it's capped to say let the meat salt, I always read it because it's so much cooler as
let them eat salt.
Yeah, let them eat salt, right?
I like let them eat salt better.
Right? But it's again, so I'm like, this is good. Like this is like a beautiful, you just switch one cap and I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah, let them eat salt.
There's your food. Looks good, Scott. Looks delicious.
Right? So that's maple bacon, which I usually don't like unless it's paired with salty food and it's on like a bagel that was literally baked less than an hour and a half prior. I mean, we're talking like, oh my God, that avocado was so ripe and still hard. So I cut it like super, super thin so it didn't have like a crunch to it. It's still like melted in your mouth. And, so yummy. I think the last time I cooked for you was scallop scampi.
No, you've definitely cooked since then.
Were you sure? Because that was like fucking forever ago. Yeah, oh no, because you played D&D at this house for a while.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Okay,
for sure.
That's right. Oh yeah, because that was a long time ago actually.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Yes.
Wow.
Correct.
Okay, I lived in like 5 places since then.
Yeah, I mean that's probably fair.
Because that was downstairs, Pawtucket.
I think that is correct.
Upstairs, Pawtucket, Maine, Franklin, North Attleboro, and where my house is now. So that's 5 places since then.
Yeah.
So it's like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. All right, cool. I think we've chose our ship. I'm gonna send you. Here's a cool.
I bookmarked it for sure.
Here's a cool map of the ship. I sorry to keep like spamming chat over here for a second, but I have to do it because the links kind of bleed together if you don't.
Okay. Yep. That's good. I'll favorite
like
that.
that?
I'll bookmark that as well. It serves the purpose. You know.
Well, I you bookmark sure, but I always download too, and then so it's something that's super important to me. I actually download it and then throw it on my own Imgur so that I can not worry in case like it disappeared on me.
This is the YT what?
1760.
1760.
Like that's cool, and there's even escape pods in there. I think 2 escape pods. I wonder how many people can fit in a pod. Guess you can cuddle.
It is Imager. You are correct, Frank. Just let Scott have his thing.
I don't know. I use it literally so I can put things on homebrewery.com.
Yeah.
I'm not a Reddit person. Like I've read it like we're going to say 6 times in my life. So I don't really have to host pictures. If I want to drop a picture, it's either on Twitter or Discord. Oh. So if I'm saying it incorrectly, I'm ignorant. But if you remind me of it, Cracks gets a bullet in his butt cheek. It's a threat. Cool. All right. Awesome. You know, it's fun. This entire time we're chatting, have you been listening? Are you listening to music or anything right now?
I've got like generic music running in the background. Yeah.
I'm on tabletopaudio.com.
Oh, nice.
And I just pulled up their fantasy setting and just like grabbed pretty much the whole Spire set, and like I just grab a whole.
Do they have a sci-fi setting? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, absolutely they do. Yep. Their sci-fi setting, they're wicked cool. So I just throw a whole bunch of things on. Every time I load it up, you have to add to the playlist, which takes 15 seconds.
Right.
So, but it's just nice because it's ambience backgrounds, not too intense noise. 19 AC, good luck, he says. Don't worry, I don't need luck. I have DM powers.
Look at that. I rolled a natural 20. Weird.
I roll in the open in that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Stars Without Number. Stars Without Number is designed to be a system that's unforgiving, so I roll in the open. So, something that I do. Try out the VCX 350. Ooh, That sounds like a workout system. I'm gonna check it out. VCX 350. It genuinely sounds like a work. Like isn't that VCX? Isn't that like the oh, I'm gonna get super pumped in 90 days by hating myself and then get fat 2 months after that.
I forget. It's like P something. PX.
P90X. That's it.
P90X. There you go.
Like I had a friend that did that, and he was jacked for like 6 months, and then he wasn't.
Well, the thing about that kind of thing is you got to keep up on it regardless of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Fire length laser cannons, so minimum crew 2, passengers 8, crew 3. It's actually kind of, it's not that long. It's 31 meters long, but it's actually pretty wide. I mean, that's a cool looking picture. I feel like everything we're looking at is a Corellian ship. Can we like not have a monopoly of spaceships? Like, come on, guys. It's class 1 hyperdrive. Isn't that the best? The backup of 11. Its era is the New Republic and the New Jedi Order era. So
this is completely out of nowhere rather. But I've been meaning to tell you to go check out this YouTuber, Scott, who is a D&D YouTuber, phenomenal, and his name is Matt Colville. Don't think you've ever heard of him. Probably not.
I have, because somebody else has said that name to you, or maybe you have in the past. MATTCOLVILE?
This is COLVILLE. Super fun guy to listen to. The way he thinks and the way he runs games, and his whole thing is like, listen, anybody can be a DM. Here's why. And he likes to talk about certain topics, about running politics and stuff. And he sounds like he runs very similar games to the way you run games. He likes very political heavy kind of thing, mystery.
I've definitely seen something with him in it before. I think it was earlier stuff.
Maybe.
With him in it. Because I've seen him explain something before, and I was like...
He's also done some guest spots on Geek and Sundry talking about D&D and DMing. He's done some like talks with like Matt Mercer and stuff.
I see a picture of him with Matt Mercer right there.
Yeah. Really interesting guy to listen to. Was really easy to listen to talk as well. He's really good. I think you'd love him. He does an interview with who he considers his favorite DM. And the guy has been playing D&D since before. Like, he played D&D. He was working at a game store right when D&D hit in the 70s. And he's been playing D&D ever since. And just hearing the stories of what D&D was when it started and what it became. And hearing him talk about how, like, back then, you would play D&D in a dungeon, and you could take that character and go to anybody else's campaign, and it was more about leveling and getting treasure and going to other people's campaigns. And stuff like that.
It wasn't the same game.
Yeah, and like hearing him talk about how when he started DMing, people really loved the way he DM'd because his dungeons weren't just dungeons for leveling a gear. There was also an air of mystery to it and like a little bit of a story, and his evolution into what D&D eventually became. Really kind of cool stuff that I find super interesting. I think you would too.
Yeah. Well, the history and evolution of Dungeons and Dragons as a game is really fucking cool, going from chainmail on down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So no, that it is nifty. My favorite is like, because it was a documentary, and then I've read a few articles about like, you know, Gary Gygax and them, and like when they used to open like fan letters and people talking about like adventures that they've been on, and sometimes they'd be like, oh, this is super fucking cool, and they would like respond and be like, cool, or they give like highlights in like Dungeon Magazine and whatnot back in the day. But then like sometimes they'd be reading these things, they're like, how? Like, and the most common one was when people would be like, oh, we went through the Tomb of Annihilation, the whole party survived and we did a great job, and you'd be like,
no way. Yeah.
Like no, the whole idea of the Tomb of Annihilation was that everybody was getting cocky, their party members are too powerful, da. The fact that you made it through the Tomb of Annihilation and it was like, yeah, we sweat a little. It's like, no way. Like, you're not playing the game right. Like, so yeah, it's super cool when you either, that's the game creators as opposed to this person who's just probably what, in his 40s?
The guy that he was
50s?
interviewing?
No, Matt Colville.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 40s.
40s or early 50s.
Yeah.
So versus somebody who, like, as opposed to being on the inside, being on the outside and experiencing and having similar experiences, it's like, what the owners did is they evolved the game because of similar experiences. That's cool perspective. You know what I mean? To have both sides of the table have similar views. It's cool.
Did anyone mention that Critical passed 135,000 live viewers last week? Not surprising. It's their episode 1 back, and like with a brand new campaign taking place X number of years after their season or their initial campaign stopped. That doesn't surprise me at all. You can't compare. It's so like one of the most important things to do when doing this is you can't compare yourself to Critical Role. It's a bunch of professional voice actors and shit getting together and playing D&D in the most entertaining way fucking possible. And a DM who's been creating voices and personalities his whole career and been DMing even longer since he's been doing that. They have a great show, no doubt, but you can't compare yourself.
I've literally never watched Critical Role, and that's not to knock it. Like it's obviously something that's brilliant and very successful, and people love it, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've literally never watched Critical Role, but that's just because for me, D&D for me is something that comes out of like a group of friends hanging out and building something up that way. Like it comes from my basement or my parents' basement or my bedroom or like my friends getting together in like an office or the case is. It's like a small thing. To me, Critical Role seems very Hollywood, and it's all these like, you know, and so for me it doesn't feel the same. So but then again, I've never watched it, so I'm making a cynical judgment from zero experience. However, that being said, I have seen Harmon Quest and just laughed my ass off the entire time.
Okay, yeah.
And that is not much different. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Critical Role, I mean, it's the power to them. You know what I mean? They are one of the big reasons why D&D continues to become more popular and why.
Yeah. What they've done for the game and it is really great.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember like being in high school and starting Dungeons and Dragons Club and being made fun of for it and stuff like that. Like I got teased for Dungeons and Dragons. Nowadays, sure, it happens. Not like it used to be. You know what I mean? And not like certainly what my dad went through when he played D&D.
Yeah.
With this pocket protector. You know? Nerd. Poindexter.
What a dork.
Dweeb. You had a pocket protector, man.
Yeah. Of course he did, man. Of course he did. Cool, man. I think we're just about finished. Not much else we really can do here. So we'll be back again tomorrow with more character stuff. We'll be doing Maggie's character tomorrow. I'm very eager to see what she wants to make for the campaign and the like. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going on there. Woo, hiccup. Came out of nowhere. And then hopefully by the next week we'll have all of the characters finished up and we'll have a start date ready and I'll have an opening crawl and the opening scene pretty much ready to go. So cool, man. Is there anything else you wanted to cover, Scott, before we wrap things up here?
You picked a ship that makes me happy. Yeah. I call it a win. Tomorrow, Maggie and I think Mike are making Maggie's character.
I should be here,
so,
no question.
So we'll
did Jesse make a character yet? Jesse's not playing. So all right, cool.
Oh, that's funny. It was almost like a trick you to answer a question. Right. I'm trying to think of an example like, oh, did you like the chocolate cake?
Chocolate cake.
And you're like, oh, it was delicious. I mean, I didn't have any. You know, it was cute. I liked it.
It was good. Good. All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same bad channel. You know, the usual. And I don't even need to be like, Scott, what are you doing this week? We can just tackle that tomorrow. Not a big deal. So
I'm here tomorrow.
Right. We'll be back tomorrow.
9 p.m. EST.
Hell yeah. Well, are you playing more D&D tomorrow before that?
No, I have my daughter on like it's daddy daughter day is Thursdays, so it's lots of fun.
Daddy daughter day.
And then Friday, you know, the Eberron's happening. It's an hour later than it used to be, so it's 10:30 p.m. EST is when it goes live. But
yeah,
yay,
cool. So. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for popping by. And tomorrow will be spoilers on Maggie's character, so we'll see you then. Bye.
Is it spoilers when you're building it?
If they don't want to know what everybody's playing, it's spoilers. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
All right. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.